Hello. Oh, the smoky transition's weird. It's not quite fixed yet, but if you check the stream, we look a little different now.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Look at that. I haven't had time to fiddle with it. I just got the package today of it all. Wow,
look at that though. Look at that.
Look.
Damn, this is take a second to appreciate.
It's very nice.
Oh man, I'm the only one with a 4-letter name.
Yeah. I really wanted to put you in that.
We have to put you. Nah, you're not Nat. You look. You can either be Nat or Nay.
No, he's just
whichever one you
Nay.
want.
No, he's Nay.
Nay. He's
Nay.
actually just a horse girl.
Or just 8. Yeah, no, actually, you know what? 8.
Not this early in the morning. Jesus.
I'll just start numbering all these instead of names. Everyone just gets a number now.
No. Bullshit. How dare.
All right, Juan, it's your turn.
Really detaching emotion from it. But yeah, hey, table's going through a bit of flux right now. A little update. We're going to be 3 players for a considerable while. We won't have Vinny, Jake, or AJ for foreseeable future. Is what it is. Life happens. But Realmhunters persists.
We continue.
Gotta hunt those realms.
We continue.
They're not gonna hunt themselves.
Oh, right.
Everyone's volume's so different than it
Someone's gotta
usually
do it.
is.
Yeah, sorry. I'm at a different location.
You're at a different location. We just fixed one of Nate's settings.
I broke the rules. I went to a 3rd location.
Computers.
Basement's getting refurbished. Everyone needs a different room.
Oh, shit. Don't worry about it.
What did you break?
That was a very aggressive
Don't
sound, and then just
worry about it.
That was the
Everything's
guiltiest
fine.
look I've ever seen.
I was not ready for streaming at my house, and my computer is set up in a way where like most of my room is behind me, and I am a bit of a messy girl failure, and I didn't want all that on camera, so everything is now just stacked up on my bed.
If it's any consolation, I don't think anyone would have been surprised by the mess.
Shut the
You're a
fuck
red
up,
hot
okay?
mess, Jen. Red hot mess.
It's worse than you think. Here, I'm not willing to stream this, but I'll show you this. A lot of it's just a big pile of clean laundry, to be completely honest with you. Because I did laundry, and then I didn't have, like, the spoons to actually put it anywhere. And I'm mailing friends some gifts soon. And so there's just a bunch of, like, empty Amazon boxes I've been saving so that I can have boxes to mail the presents.
Okay, this is turning now a hoarder's intervention.
Yeah.
There's just like
Oh,
it's
damn.
bad.
Oh.
It's bad.
Oh
Like,
no!
Almost all
So
of my
obviously
clothes are
stream
clean
can't see
on that
this.
bed.
So stream
Yeah,
can't
they're
see
not
this, but-
allowed
Yeah.
to see that.
No. I understand the boxes, but could you explain the piss bottles? Like, just for obviously stream can't see. But
Make up bullshit like that. I don't have the anatomy to make that work. Come on.
there's shiwis.
No.
I mean,
There's
they
a bathroom
exist.
right outside my door. No, thank you. I'm good.
You're like, there's a bathroom right outside my door, and it's called Mother Nature. Grass is good.
I hate you.
Most
No, you
people
don't.
do.
Disgusting.
We
Good
continue.
lord. It's 3 a.m.
Fuck off.
It's almost 4 a.m. now.
It's
It is almost 4 a.m. now. That makes it so much better.
I got you.
Last we left off, we'd hit up some downtime. The party is getting ready for, well, these next few weeks that we're coming up to cover bases and do what little bits they needed to get done before the gala in the... I ever so badly wish to call Mantarathier a Magisterium, but it's not quite correct. But it's a placeholder name, but an Archisterium didn't sound as good. So, as you get ready to head to the Argent Concordium, is there any final preparations before the gala? Quick approaching. These weeks have been hectic. We assume last minute shopping went by, you got appropriate outfits and funded by the Tavis estate. Is there any last
Awesome.
minute prep that we did not get to before the gala that you think is gala important?
It's not gala important, but I did have one more thing I forgot that I wanted to do.
What is it?
we're in a city of magic. Do they also make I assume they also make magic items?
They do.
Could I potentially see about? I want to create, or I want to potentially look into seeing how much it would be to create basically medieval book-to-book texting.
So
Like
you would
you
get,
write it, like Harry Potter, and like he writes it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see if we can. I want to see how.
in
if
theory,
that
it's
exists.
possible. It would run somewhere in the ballpark of 2 interconnected journals of about 48,000 gold.
Okay, cool. I've got something to work toward.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that is one of the reasons why Calasindra is such a sought-after arcanist is because he can connect people very easily.
Got it. See, I didn't realize that's how that worked.
It's in theory doable by some of the upper. In theory, it would take months of enchanting, and ballpark 48,000 gold.
1,000 gold. Ooh. I guess
And
I
the
need
ta-
to
the-
understand how money
peasant
works,
money.
huh?
Peasants. Look, the Tavis is just used sending, the stones of sending, basically,
It's true.
to communicate.
So, anyone else?
Nothing Gala
No.
related.
Yeah.
Or dependent.
You could always just do what I did and say it anyways.
Des, I want to derail this and do something else.
Look,
Yeah,
you can
we're
try, and I'm
actually
going to hit you
skipping
with
the
whatever
gala.
you ask is 48,000 gold.
We're going to Waffle House instead.
No, that's after the gala.
Yeah, I don't
No,
think we
That'll
can
be a
afford
banger.
this Gala.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah.
But no, I'm good.
Okay. So, last bits of preparation. The day of the 30th of Percendial quick approaching.
I remembered the other thing. I'm sorry. Can I also have learned to dance? We had a month and a half or whatever.
You had like 3 weeks.
Leo will teach you how to dance. You're on mute, then. Did I go on mute?
No, I think Jen just
No,
smacked
I
the shit
can
out
hear.
of her microphone. Just went smack.
Yeah.
Or Discord has 5,000 ping. Yep. That's in Video Ninja Gamer. We do our sound through. Here, let me unmute you in Video Ninja so you can yap. What's wrong? No, okay, you're still muted in Video Ninja. You're still... Unplug the microphone, plug it back in.
I don't think it's software, Jen. I reckon you've got...
Can you hear me
Oh.
now?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Mid call, mid sentence, Discord changed my default microphone.
I'm sure.
Oh, God, I love it.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't have to be like good dancing, just enough so she doesn't like make a fool of the Tavis estate. That's all she was wanting.
Okay.
Yeah, Leo will teach you how to
Yeah, you
dance.
could probably
Okay, cool.
get to that pretty... Like, you learn like the formal dances of Mantara Theer Society.
Yeah, sorry. That was the thing I wanted to ask and I forgot.
That's okay.
Actually, Leo's busy. He'd make Betty do it.
That's even better.
Maddie
Sure.
would do it.
Bonding. For your real sister and your surrogate sister.
Yeah. Sister, go teach sister how to sister.
Sister.
Dare I say, are we ready to get moving on? My frauds.
My frauds.
So,
You know what, actually?
this is
Actually, there's
Shut
one
the
thing I
fuck up.
wanted to do.
No, you're fine, go ahead.
no, I'm not gonna.
Okay, cool.
We're doing downtime for 4 more weeks.
So how was you guys'
Great.
day?
Okay. The evening comes. Those of you, some of you, some of you have dates that will meet you there. Some of you are going with them on the way. But as you get to the Argent Concordium, It's extravagant. Even for those of you who would be native or familiar with Mantarathier, the Argent Concordium is quite the wonder. It's a beautiful shimmering nexus of arcane mastery and some Zarsan innovation. Spellcraft of the highest order meets intricate artifice of Ojikir's finest engineers. There's towering halls of curved crystal and silvered stone. It opens its gates only to the highest echelons of society. Archmages, noble houses, and those who can shape empires and nations. And I suppose you guys tonight. The structure itself appears to breathe with quite a magical life. Its dome ceiling shimmers like liquid starlight. There's arcane constellations that just shift above you. There's columns of polished moonstone, all etched with glowing runes. Their light, each adjusting to match the ambient mood of the gathering. Tonight, though, the Concordium is bathed in silver and crimson light by dozens of floating ethereal lanterns, each shaped like thorned roses. There are silken banners hanging between the arches, each bearing what will now be known as the sigil of the evening's guest of honor, House Tavis. A silver stag with crimson antlers, standing atop a coiled, leafless thorn vine shaped into a crescent. The stag's eyes are set with tiny black stars. People inside murmur about who this House Tavis and Lord Tavis actually are. None speak openly about them yet. But this is not so much merely a celebration. It's a stage. The Concordium, polished and gleaming. It's a mask of civility that, well, we'll see how it lasts if it gets civil before the night's done. As each of you are announced by the herald, one by one. First up, Leo, going in, announcing, kind of goes to you guys. Well, good sir, what are your titles?
Master Lionel Cornelius Van Horn III. What is Leo's title? Does he have formal titles that he would use?
No, you wouldn't. If you wanted to say son of the law speaker, yada yada, you could.
Nah, he wouldn't. Student of the
Very good.
Aether Lyceum.
He goes forward and he goes, introducing Lionel Cornelius Van Horn III, student of the Aether Lyceum. And inside there's already quite a crowd kind of gathered that looks to you. And the entire room shifts when someone calls for the herald and they look to you. Inside you see a few people strewn around. You see somewhere in the crowd a disguise that Maddie has told you she'll be wearing tonight.
Beeline. I'll via Lord and Lady Tavis and say hello and do the pleasantries.
Oh, they're not in. They will be introduced last.
Oh yeah, great, cool. Then Leo go find Maddie and be nearby.
Now, Rhea up next. The herald goes to you. Hey, my lady, any titles and what is your name?
Wisteria Wodeborn? I don't have any titles.
Very good. Introducing the lady Wisteria Wodeborn. There's a few people. There's some odd quizzical looks in the crowd. There's definitely a new name that they've not, or a name Wodeborn is probably not something that they've heard in a long time.
She'll just kind of make her way and try not to look awkward. I'm trying really hard to look confident and that she knows what's going on and she knows what's to do.
Very good. Last but not least, Emmeline. As you're there with Salia, she kind of pulls you aside. Have you decided if you're being introduced as Tavis or Delaraine?
Raph, you're on mute.
Nerd.
Thank you, Leo. I haven't had the moment. Yeah, I haven't had the moment to speak with my family yet. It would be wrong to be introduced to Tavis without speaking to them.
All right.
Question for you, Des. What would be does Emily have a title or like a position within the Tavis estate? Like, does she actually have like a formal title?
You would have envoy of the Tavis. All of you, every one of the Tavis agents, like you and Carol, like the upper agents, are all technically envoys of the Tavis estate.
Okay, envoy. Okay, yeah. She would use that as her one title.
The herald comes up to you both. Ladies, your names?
Emmeline Diran, envoy of the Tavis estate.
So I guess Salia Tavis, envoy for the Tavis estate. The kind of herald. This is probably the first Tavis name he's heard, so he stiffens a little bit. Realizing this is one of the guests of honor. He goes through and he goes, introducing Lady Emmeline de Lorraine, envoy of the Tavis estate, and Salia Tavis, envoy of the Tavis estate. And a lot of heads turn. Most of the room, attention. You go make your way through. As each of you strews around the area, kind of getting your drinks and settling in, it's apparent that there's some NPCs that you're familiar with that are already here. So far inside, you can spot Kelstrom Karshoon of the Aether Lyceum.
Yeah.
Lord
boy.
Egarth Kolana of Van Zeraden.
Ooh.
Master Carlins Marlowe of the Tri-Road Rest.
Oh shit.
There's the Lady Wyrinth Chiatheri. Inside Rhea, you meet Kyvan, who's already arrived. There's some faces that you don't quite make out until you can put a name to them, as they were once masked when you last saw them. You see the Lady Adarin Voss of Mantara Thyr, and the Lady Elian Halcross of Mantara Thyr. As you're kind of looking around, the room kind of falls to a hush, and you're not quite sure why. As it goes silent, the herald comes through. Now announcing the Crown Prince of Randrim, Rowan Rindle. As he is in this like beautiful military attire. As he is much more put together tonight. Hair kind of pulled back and half in a braid. Surrounded by knights in full armor but no weapon. He thanks the person on the herald and makes his way into the crowd. Shortly after, you hear next addressed. Now announcing Law Speaker Essel Broste of Arvora. A wiry spit of a man, really, but like a weathered face. Maybe has some slight elven influence. This very thin but well manicured beard. Dark hair. That's kind of shaved on the back and sides, and it's just a thin bit of strip on the top that's very much slicked back.
It's the reverse Nate.
Yeah, reverse Nate. He's got this kind of beautiful vested shirt, and as is the fashion in Arvora, very much so like these tights and high boots. He makes his way through. There's many more people. Essel Broste. You know that's the man who is going for your father's position.
Is he with Leo?
I want to go wishing
gets
good luck.
introduced next.
Yeah.
Do you have like a list of these people?
I
Because I've been
do.
trying to write them
I
down, but I
do.
missed a few.
That's okay.
Thank you.
That's okay. These are the ones that are already in there or the ones that have just arrived. Now, it doesn't appear anyone else is being announced for a while. People seem to strew back around. For you guys, I'll explain mechanically how this can work. More people throughout the night will be introduced until the guests of honor arrive. You can strategically try and place yourself in the crowd to try and gauge certain guests' reactions to who will be announced next. And if you've got the keen ear and eye, you might even be able to find out from some people around who might be being introduced next. So, gang, go mingle, go have fun.
Can I?
There's 2 people I want to see. You go first. Raph.
I don't want to
No.
go first.
I was gonna start with a question for you guys. From the crowd, does it look like it's a mix of people from across the region, across all sort of western realms of Quenthos, or is it mainly look like it's mainly concentrated from Antarathea? The people
It's the
in
Western
room?
realms mostly, but the predominant demographic is Mantarthir, with hints of both both Arvora influence and also Random influence.
Yeah.
So it's
Okay,
predominantly
okay, cool.
Western Quenthos, not so much Eastern.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
How does the
I think-
get introduced?
Lady Lo Tavis, envoy of the Tavis estate.
Emmeline's going to start out not by necessarily approaching one person, more so just trying to sort of, very much with her practice, Grace, in a very much a role that she's used to performing, but very much to try and filter through the room and just try and sort of pick up what people are saying. If she can show just almost like eavesdrop and sort of move between conversations and just try and sort of just see what the general feeling is in the room, like particularly around the Tavis family, what people are saying.
Is there any one specific
Did-
person you're trying to spy on here, or is it just a general room vibe? Because there'll be different checks.
Yes. So
Just during that, can Leo have clocked Emmeline and then like trying to cover as much ground as possible? So when Emmeline moves in one direction, Leo will try and cover around it.
I don't see why not.
Yeah, cool. All right. Sorry, Raph.
no, that's fine.
You guys are
she
being
would-
so strategic.
Yeah.
She would mainly be focused on Mantarthea, like individuals. It's particularly the more important ones, like Adder and Voss, and I can't remember the other names off the top of my head. But yeah, particularly around sort of the more influential Mantarthea invites that have come through.
As you move your way throughout the room, then could you just give me a perception check of the crowd? See what you can pick up.
Okay, that's decent. That's a 18.
$18. As you kind of make your way around, there's a group of dignitaries from somewhere within Mantarthir. They seem to be talking about one of the invited guests that the Tavis have added to the list. Can you roll for me? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different guests that are invited. Can you roll me a d6 to figure out what it is? We'll re-roll ones. Or re-roll 6, I mean.
5.
5. So as you get the kind of the lay of the land, you hear a group of Mantarthir dignitaries being like, "Did you hear that they've invited that strange fellow from over in Zakir? That exile, 4-armed fellow. You know him." And there's definitely like a lot of like these mages are very curious about why the Tavises have invited Azure Hakim.
Okay, curious.
Yes. As you're kind of trying to make the rounds, you're trying to be... This is the first time you've been trying to sleuth through a crowd, when as you kind of get to that point, you realize a lot of people recognize you. And as you kind of come to like a pivot and twirl away from a group, you kind of bump chest to chest into Lord Rindle as he was trying to make his way towards you.
Of course. Oh my God.
It is a pleasure to see
Lord
you.
Rindle.
Nate
Prince,
in a
I
love
did-
triangle. Not Nate. Oh my god. No, sorry. You could be in a love triangle too, but it would just be 2 scrolls.
I did not see
Page
that.
1 and page 2.
Welcome,
Exactly.
welcome, my prince. I hope the entertainment tonight is to your liking. The festivities here.
It has yet to be seen, but I suppose we will see how it goes. But it is lovely to see you. You look radiant.
Thank you. You look very handsome tonight yourself.
You flatter me. As you're kind of talking, you see
So-
his knights. He's kind of slipped away from they look over, and you see they're kind of looking for him, and they make their way over. They go, my prince, is this woman bothering you? You not be fools. This is a friend.
So, did you? I hope you did not get into too much trouble for your escapades here before.
Nothing more than I can handle.
Glad to hear it. So,
Well,
this type of. Sorry.
I apologize.
No, please, after you.
You'll have to save a dance for me later when all of it starts.
Of course. I would not have it another way.
All right.
Anyone here that you're curious about? It is quite the illustrious crowd of individuals.
Well, I would be lying if I said I was not interested in your employer.
Well, I think just about everyone here that is anyone is curious about meeting them. I think that is half the reason for such a turnout like this.
There's a few people who are said to be coming that I'm eager to see if they show.
I'd be curious as well. There's quite a few random folk that I've seen around. Here from your entourage, or just
Yeah, but
Coming of
I
their own
think there
volition.
is a few from home that wish to see exactly where this Lord Tavis lands. He's very.
we did see. Sorry,
Sorry, God. You
no, I
did see
say we
Aura.
did see Aura. Okay, yes, I noticed the Lady Aura in the crowd.
She's she likes parties like this.
Was she wearing a mask, Des, or was she unmasked? Did she just like rock
She's
out wearing
not
it anyway?
masked. No one's wearing a mask at this party.
No, but she was just been like, it's an event. I'm wearing my mask. Like I'm bringing it out. I don't care.
The mask stays on.
The mask stays on.
She's
indeed.
curious to talk magic with Lord Tavis. I'm told.
I'm sure there will be a fair bit of that around the place. As well as people trying to get an understanding of if they can leverage them or not.
There will certainly be a bit of that. A fair bit of ass kissing too.
Absolutely. But I am sure that whilst you may have come here, potentially some people asking you to do that, I cannot see that exactly being your plans for the evening.
I am here for curiosity.
Of course.
We will see how it goes.
I did not realize that that was my first name, but I can change it.
For a long time, that's all you were. So, as you're talking to the Crown Prince, Leo, you were trying to scope the other side of the room.
Yeah, Emmeline's got Rantarathea basically locked down. Leo's going to try and swing by Kelstrom Karshoon and just, interrupt him, thank him for, all the investment and, do a bit of pleasantry there. But he's beelining for Esselbreste.
For Esselbreste, yeah. So as you stop
Breste, yeah.
Kaelstrom is kind of deep in talk with some of the, probably what you figure is the financial backers of the Lyceum based on conversation, like the council that doesn't really care about it, but he's talking. He thanks you. He kind of uses you as an example, be like, look at one of these prominent students has landed such a high position as a envoy of the Tavis estate. But you make your way quickly to Esselbreste.
The only title that matters is student of the Lyceum, Master Karshoon. It's an honor to see you as always.
You dip out. You see Essel is... you would assume it would be low on Essel's arm, but it's quite
Yeah.
the way she holds. Nothing wears low, low wears them. She sees you walk. She goes, Leo, hello.
Lady Lowe. You look radiant tonight, though.
I usually do. How can we help you?
I wanted to wish Master Broste all the very best of luck in the upcoming elections. It's a challenging situation, as I'm very well aware, but I wish you nothing but the very, very best of luck, my lord.
And looks again very like thin, wiry, kind of even skinny for like your standards.
Yeah.
He kind of
We
turns to you
talked
and he gives a scratch.
Man
so
needs a
his eyebrow goes,
cheeseburger.
Well, I do appreciate it. I'm sorry, I did not get your name. I believe I came in after you.
Lionel Cornelius Van Horn III.
You're not being sent here to have a dig at me by your father the second, are you?
Let me be very clear about this. Absolutely not.
I do plan on seeing him out of job, so you'll forgive me for that. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Please don't. I'm counting on it.
Families, they can be quite the meddlesome and troublesome thing.
Oh, I try my best.
Leo, you did not tell me you had a Van Horn as part of your little entourage. She goes, you have many, and many other. I tell you, Lionel, or do you prefer...
Leo is enough.
We can just call him Essel, and perhaps if we get good friends, you may call me Essie someday. But
Getting exposed to that Essie.
I hope to see you to find you in Arvora sometime if you're ever up that way. If you're...
At the mention of Arvora, Leo will drop back into his native tongue of Draconic. It's a beautiful city. I hope you give it well. I hope you treat it well.
He kind of very quickly slips into Draconic himself.
Yeah.
It's good to see you still know the tongue of our people.
It's the first tongue I ever learned.
If you have any of the
Behave yourself,
capabilities
Jennifer.
that your father showed when he was your age, I would be much keen to seek you out for work when I take office. I'm always looking for, and if you're part of the crews that Lo was mentioning, the Chavezes seem to be quite the capable sort.
Is low clocking the Draconic?
Yeah, Lo
I'm
speaks
expecting
Draconic.
so. Yeah, great, good. Leo would check that that he's not excluding her, because he would have dropped into it naturally because he's speaking to another Avoran. But he just wants to make sure he's not being actively rude. Lo and I are wonderful friends. I don't believe many of the stories you hear from her, but friendly enough. I would love to speak further. I don't have my father's penchant for spending money, but I'm an effective agent nonetheless.
No, but we cannot deny your father's aptitude when he was a young lad. He was, from all accounts, quite the shark in politics, and did have better policy until he succumbed to Cruxes, let's say.
Yes, Cruxes.
I mean to do some good work, and by the great worm I shall.
In his service.
How is where does Leo stand on the Onyx Great Worm as an Arvoran citizen? Because
No
Arvora
Onyx
was
Great.
found.
Yeah, no Onyx Great Worm, no Arvora. Leo doesn't necessarily lean into the gods much, but he loves Arvagrad.
Can you give me a perception check?
Yeah, sure. 17.
So through his like kind of more like open shirt and stuff, you can actually see these bits of small onyx gemstone embedded in his skin under the shirt. Very indicative of the Onyx Guard, who would be the premier knights of Arvagard.
Leah clocks it. Leah doesn't have much of a poker face. It'll be obvious that he clocks it. In his service, always.
Never quite made the knighthood myself, but squired a many year.
Where'd you get so many years, my lord? It's a noble way to spend them.
I'll always be grateful for the psionics.
That's going to be a conversation over a cup of tea. Probably not for tonight.
Yeah. Perhaps towards the end of the night when they bring out the tea.
Leo's carrying a teacup because he doesn't drink. Is that...
He tips a wine glass to you.
My lord, a genuine pleasure, but I did want to come and say hello to a fellow son of the homeland.
It is always nice to meet another Arvor.
I slip back into common.
As you're
Yep.
there, Rhea, throughout the crowd, you get lambasted by Kaivan through a quick and loud display of excitement to see you as he kind of... He doesn't move with the intent to like push anyone, but people part like the sea when he starts moving, as he towers above most people here, and he's quite broad. He definitely draws a bit of a scene, and you see Wyronth, the other star itself here, is promptly mortified by his behavior.
So, I've forgotten his friends. Which one are all of his friends here? Is there just Wyronth?
No, Wyronth is here because she's the nobility, so she can get an invite.
Is the wizard nerd, right?
Yeah.
Got it. Cool. My goal for one of my goals for the night is to introduce Wyronth and Leo.
Oh shit.
They're gonna swap scrolls, if you know what I mean. And by that I mean they're going to swap scrolls.
Yeah, they're actually just going to swap scrolls because they're both
Nothing more
nerds.
involved.
No.
Yeah, we're going to get the corner and have a book club. It's going to be great.
They're
Yeah,
gonna
they are.
exchange
Sally, let's go.
arcane fluids. And by
Fucking
that I mean
nerds.
ink and parchment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you see Kaivan, he
So,
goes, you look lovely.
Thank you. Trying to fit in. Did you go to a lot of parties like this?
Not many.
God, this is my first one.
They don't get better.
Oh. I mean, it seems okay so far. There's just a lot of people and a lot of stairs.
That's always going to be a thing.
It's fair.
Would you...
Did you guys come with Eggy?
Should I-
Oh, sorry.
we
go
came
on.
with Lord Egghealth, yes. Do you want to get a drink?
Sure.
I see you kind of go over to the area where like the man bar is. You see Kaivan kind of asks for like 2 different wines. They say they do not have, and on the 3rd they finally do. And they pull out this bottle of like, it looks... It's odd. It's not made of glass. As in the world below, they don't really have good access to making glass.
Yeah, you would need sand.
Yeah, but it is this twisted and like some form of electrum concoction of a bottle.
Neat.
Yes.
It
Crush
definitely
vessels.
like pings or just like, what is that? What is the bottle made of? It's so pretty.
I believe it's it's the currency of a more civilized nation melted along with other items to make the bottle.
Currency. Ugh.
Copper, silvers, gold. All pales in comparison to electrum.
In the world, we trade things we need for
Yeah,
things
sure.
we don't.
We do that a lot in the world below as well, but for everything else we use Electrum. That was quite the popularized phrase as well. For everything else, there's Electrum.
No.
I don't know. To be honest, I still think currency is a waste of space. I understand with the way societies work and stuff that you need it and that it's important for a lot of reasons I'm still trying to figure out. But it's heavy and it takes up a bunch of space and it doesn't provide anything. It just... I don't know. Although it does seem like it would be more convenient to have less coins to keep track of.
It is handy. But here, you have to try Valkenvar. As he takes the glass, and it's this like rich, almost obsidian-hued wine.
Is it like thick, like you can't see light through it type of like dark?
Yeah, it's very dark.
She's just like... She takes a sniff of it. Is it good?
You take a sip, you've tried wines and stuff, it's very different because its predominant ingredient is blood grape and glow moss.
I assume I've never heard of either of those plants.
You've heard of glow moss. It is both common in some cave systems in the world, and you've never seen it used for wine, but it's an earthy wine.
This is good. It's very different from anything I've ever had. Not that I've had a lot of wines yet, but it's still really good.
It's quite of home. At the end of everyone's cause in Via, this is what is served.
Oh. It's a traditional drink then. It's got a lot of meaning.
It's Velkenva is drank at important situations. Weddings, when you start your cause in Via, when you finish your cause in Via, marriages.
God, a drink of importance. Do you want to see if Wyrinth wants any too?
We can.
Is she like standing by herself, just like not really engaging with
No,
stuff,
so
or
you
is
see
she,
there's about
she's,
like
a
4 different
aristocracy?
Mantarathyr arcanists that are asking her about what the Eveningtide Tower is like in the world below.
I don't really know her well, but I can't tell if she's enjoying the conversation or if she's being accosted by a bunch of guys who just want to know about where she's from.
She enjoys it, but we can ask.
Okay. No, I don't want to interrupt her if she's having a good time.
No, if your friend Leah's here, she might want to interject. So,
that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
as you make your way over to
like over there
to Wyrinth, you all start to hear rumblings kind of throughout the crowd. You see that some people are getting like ready to turn towards the stage. Someone is going to get introduced soon. What sort of crowd would you like to position yourself with? Is there an NPC here you would like to position yourself to?
I'm always gonna say I want to see what War is up to, but I feel like Emmeline is already kind of covering the Rendleton faction area. So I guess I'll try to. I guess I'm around like the Arcanist, so I guess I'll see what they're thinking.
Yeah, you're kind of near Wyrinth, Eggarth, and the like.
Yeah, I'll see what that faction's thinking.
Okay. And Leo is at Essel and a few Arvora representatives.
Yeah, and Nilo.
Perfect. So, first up to be introduced. Let's actually throw an element of randomness into this. Can you roll me a d6, Jen?
Yes, I had to get up earlier because I realized I didn't have any dice with me in my house, so I had to go grab my dice bag. And I didn't take any of the dice out of the bag, so you said a d6 or a d100?
Yeah. D6.
D6? Okay, cool. Not a d100. 5.
5. So, first to be introduced is the one that you had heard about, Emmeline. Let me get my notes. So, the Herald calls 2. Announcing the honored Gesir Vokar, exiled emissary of Mikiarai Halls, keeper of the harmonic lexicon, warden errant of the fourfold breath, as he walks through, forearms folded in perfect poise. Vokar kind of just glides forward, this almost veiled and unmoving magic around him. He nods and agrees. He's got the Jorkeen traditional ceremonial eye wraps are just this fine black silk. He's got very beautiful purple robes. As you go around, let's see if anyone has a reaction. Leo, you see Essel Broste gets this sour look on his face and literally just drops his glass and leaves the room. Is
Leo will
anyone-
throw a look to Lo. What the fuck is that about?
And she kind of heads off after him. Rhea, you're kind of towards some of the Arcanists and Arvora side. You look towards and you kind of spot out of the corner of your eye Lady Adarin Voss. You see she tenses up just like she's seen the Grim Reaper. Emmeline, as you're kind of in the Arvora side, you see a very kind of almost drunkenly Carlin's Marlowe. He leans in to say something to someone. Can you give me a perception check to see if you can hear what he says?
Yes, sir. 16.
You kind of catch just what he says. He says, 4 arms, 4 lies. That's what they say about him.
4 arms, 4 lies. Ooh.
And then there's this awkward air, and then the music takes back up. Nose goes, guys. Who wants to go first to try and pull at their threat? Leo? What are you doing?
I just heard nose goes. I didn't know what was happening. It's just automatic at this point.
You guys are so ready for my bullshittery.
Yeah.
How do you spell his name? Because I went Gessear. I don't think that's right.
Ghessir.
Ghessir.
I've got this all in notes. So
VOCAR?
1 second. Here, I'll give it to you guys.
Thanks.
Full title.
If you
I give you the full
Is
title if you
anyone-
want it.
DM will just
You go.
4 arms, 4 lies.
and something about like the 4 winds,
There you go.
fourfold breath. Thank you.
Does it seem like other people are ignoring Gesir?
Like,
are they?
no,
like,
so
is he
there's
kind
some
of like a bit
more
of a-
like shrewd people from Mantarthia that are going over and speaking to him. There's like he's not being outright ignored by anyone, but there's some people that seem to be displeased by his presence.
I don't really want to. I don't really want to give the Joaquin racist at the time of day, to be honest. But yeah, Leo will go and play politics for a little bit. No, Lo's gone out to go check on Broste. Yeah, behave yourself.
Never.
Yeah, Leo's got to go and join the crowd around the four-armed savior of mankind.
He sees you walk through and he's talking to a few people. He goes, magic moves fond around you.
We're good friends. A pleasure to meet you, sir.
One of the top right arms kind of folds out from behind him and spindles out
Yeah, I
to
was
shake
waiting
your
to see
hand.
which arm comes out because he didn't know the rules.
It is a pleasure to meet your
Um,
acquaintance. I'm at a loss. I'm Gessia Vokar. You may call me Vokar.
Vakar, my name is Lionel Van Horten. You may call me Leo. I'm an asset of the Tavis Estates. It's an absolute pleasure to make your acquaintance and welcome.
No, I would not say that so loud. Some people might be chastised to hear your pleasure to see me.
I've never met one of your kind before, and I'm unfamiliar with some of the politics around it. He died in like the first episode. Don't worry about it.
That is all right. I fear I do not
Sorry.
meet many of my own kind anymore.
Well, I hope you find some welcome amongst my greeting.
I appreciate it. I find myself trying to find the camaraderie of those who are not afraid of innovation.
We're going to be very good friends.
There, as you say that, you see there's like maybe 6 people in the crowd general that kind of are now giving you a bit of a scorned look.
Well, Leo doesn't know anything about like what this guy
Roll
has
me
done
history.
or whether he's. But yeah, sure.
Disadvantage,
yeah.
since you don't know Jor Hakin.
Yeah, and Leo, the Tavis has invited this guy, so he's obviously important to them. Disadvantage?
Yeah.
What was the roll? History?
History.
Disadvantage 19.
So, not by name
Oh,
or
wait.
title.
21.
21, even better. So, again, still not by name or title, but it's Keep of the Harmonic Lexicon and Warden Errant of the Fourfold Breath. The Warden Errant of the Fourfold Breath is what catches you, because the Fourfold Breath was once said to be the uniting force of what was going to be what united all of Ojikir into Zarsan. The Fourfold Breath was the leaders. There was a plague that was brought on by mysterious circumstances that ended up killing 3 of the 4 members of the Fourfold Breath. The surviving member was said to be a Jor Hakin. Some people assume that the surviving member did it. But he is still the Warden Errant of the Fourfold Breath and one of what people would consider to be the early founding fathers of what became Zarsan. Which also pegs him quite old.
Great.
So, Raf, Jen, nose goes next. Jen.
I see Leo going to meet the Shuriken, and as cool as I think that is, I don't want to like interrupt or step on toes or anything. Well, because like it's clear the people around us do not like this guy. So I don't want to potentially make people look at multiple members of our party and go, oh, they're sympathizers for some whatever that's going on. Ria's trying to be strategic in some way. She's not good at this, but she's trying. So I think probably going to see if we can get Ryranth and Leo to meet up like after his conversation is over type thing.
Okay, so you go to Wyrinth.
Hi, Wyrinth. I heard from
Mysteria.
Kyvan that you wanted to meet Leo.
I'd like to see this mouse I played with. Cat and mouse.
Fair. He's here tonight. I didn't know if you wanted an introduction.
I would very much like that. How is your night going?
It's pretty good. Kyvan showed me this, I don't remember what he called it.
He called that Velkenvar.
Kyvan let me try the Vulcan bar and was telling me about how important it is for your people.
Oh. So she gives Kyvan a look. Then she's back to you. How do you find it?
I like it. I haven't tried many different wines before, but I think it's interesting. It's very different from many of the ones I've had. It's a lot more earthy.
If you like that, you should come to the world below. You would like many of our wines. Velkenvar is not a cheap one, but far from the top shelf.
I'm not used to the top shelf, so.
It tastes better.
Understandable. And I'll start to like lead her over to Leo.
Okay. Emmeline, as all this is happening,
Yes.
what are you doing?
So, in terms of just asking clarification on people, Lady Voss and Lady Halcross, they're both of Mantara Thea, but what exactly is their place? What exactly is their role? Like, are they of a particular standing in certain
Both
circles?
would be well-known political figures. Let me get the name up for each of them. You're looking for specifically Lady Halcross, I
Adarin
said?
Voss and
Adarin
yep,
Voss.
yep, and Ellen Halcross.
Okay, so Lady Adarin Voss is the Falcon of Ambergate. She is a noble that owns land just outside of Kerrigan. She would be
Okay.
a bit more politically aligned than Halcross, who was known as the Black Sheep of House Halcross. She's a little bit more weird and dressed for mourning usually, and there's a bit of rumors about how her late betrothed died. But all
Okay.
needless hearsay, if you ask me.
I did ask you, so thank you for that. That's incredible. Yeah, I want to speak to Lady Halcross.
So, making your way across, you find Lady Halcross. Still in kind of more mourning attire. She sees you make your way over. She kind of looks to you. I apologize, I feel like I should know you.
That is quite alright. Lady Halcross, it is a pleasure. I am Emmeline de Lorraine, envoy of the Tavis estate.
Ah, that's the name. Apologize.
No, that is quite alright.
Elian Halcross. Pleasure.
Pleasure to meet you. I have heard a lot about you. You are quite
Only
the
good stuff, I hope.
well, only things that impressed me. You seem like quite the influential person here in Mantara, amongst some people's descriptions of you.
I have good connections.
Out here, just out of curiosity to see the Tavises, or find out a bit more?
I try and make sure I go to all political gatherings that could be for those in the know. Also, I want to just confirm that it was Adarin Voss who tensed up with the entrance of this man, not Halcross.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Okay. Yeah. What was I gonna say? Can't remember what I was gonna say. Fuck. No, that is to be expected. It is the first time the Tavises have made their public appearance like this. It is to be expected. It would be a turnout to be remembered for many people.
There is quite the whispers of who these Tavises will be.
I hope they live up to the standards that everyone has placed on them. Quite remarkable, though. Would I know much about where her sort of interests lie? If there's particular sort of areas, particularly sort of
Roll me a
fields that
history
she's sort of.
check.
What is my history modifier? Okay, 14.
There's a nasty rumor that Lady Halcross is obsessed with death and understanding afterlife. Not vampirism or lichdom or anything, but understanding where we go after.
Yeah. Well, to the guiding light side, Des, that's obvious. Fucking idiot.
Actually.
Actually. No, I think
Actually.
Lord and Lady Davis are remarkably well versed in a wide range of areas of knowledge. Magic, as well as more, well, not exactly mundane, but widely across the board.
Well, I look forward to trying to
Just-
speak to them. I know a little bit of this Lady Tavis. I remember reports from her before she was Lady Tavis.
Of course, she did have a life beforehand, but for many people at least, that is where things, well, where the name first began to get known.
She's
But please,
of a similar order. Roll me an
then you're a
insight.
good company here then. It's 13 on the dice. Oh, okay, it's not bad. 17.
Specifically, what you think she's referring to is something to do with the introductory mission you kind of had. The I want to say the Kavu order, but I'm going to double check my notes. Yeah, the Kavu order. Is
Kavu order?
what
Yeah.
she's referring to.
Ah, that's the same order as
Ophelia.
what's her name? Ophelia, who's also friends with Lady Davis.
Yes.
Right. And I've had the pleasure of meeting, but good to know that good company is here. I have respect for that order.
So, as you're doing that, back to Leo, as with the Gassir Vakar, the conversation going well, Rhea walks over just towards the end of your conversation. You see two starlets at her side, kind of making their way over as you're kind of more in the crowd with Gassir as he's talking about his time studying in the archives of Arasanra. Very fascinating stuff.
Captivated. Leo doesn't even notice them come in.
I like poke Leo on the shoulder.
Darling, you look stunning tonight. I didn't even see you come in.
Thanks. I'm sorry to interrupt. I have someone who'd like to meet you.
Oh, I'm yours as always. Forgive me. I guess we'll carry this on later. You know how these things go.
He kind of waves you off as he talks to the rest of the group.
Where do you need me?
Wherever.
Oh,
This is
done,
Wyron.
done.
You probably have fancy titles. I don't know them.
Lady Wyron's chair theory.
Mouse.
Yeah.
You're a mouse. I'm a cat, I like to think.
It was a pleasure playing against you.
Well
You're
played.
both big nerd wizards. So
I like to
There's a
think
lot
we're
that
both
you have in common.
intellectuals.
same thing.
Her eyebrow twitches just like a little bit.
Leo will give Kyvan a look, shake his hand.
And Kyvan kind of leads Rhea away. Well, it's nice to
This
put a
is a
face
setup.
to a name. It's nice to put a face that's not through scrying to a name.
Yeah. I wish you the best of the luck with that in future. We had a lot of fun. It was an interesting game.
It was entertaining.
Yes, it was.
I'm glad it did not end how my original employer had thought it should.
Me too. I like the game for the game's sake.
Agreed, and well, Kyvan is quite smitten with your friend, so it would be all the worse.
She has that effect on people.
So, tell me, where do you study? I think Kyvan said you're something to do with the Lyceum?
Correct. Lot of field work.
Right.
The
Is it a very
classrooms are
old
too slow.
school, or-
Leo would know intricately. Leo is Hermione and saying, "Have you not read the history of Hogwarts?"
I've read bits of the founding of the Eighth Lyceum. It's a very, for me anyway, it's a very new institute.
Of course, time works differently for elves. No, no criticism intended.
But none at all inflicted.
Have you got a copy of the history of the Lyceum? I'd love to send one for you.
I
It's
don't
an
have one
interesting
in
read.
my own. I've stolen egg arts at a few times. You see, I studied at the
I'll
Eventide
get you a
Tower,
copy.
which is a few thousand years old.
Let's do a swap.
Do you read Old Elvish?
Yes.
I don't mean just old Elvish, like Starless
Yes.
Elvish.
Yes.
I'm impressed. Not many do. I can get one arranged for you. The Eveningtide Tower is where the utmost paramours of Starless study.
Leo's showing off now. Do you speak Draconic?
I am well versed in all languages found on the surface.
As am I. I'm from Arvigrad. Yeah.
Do you speak
And-
Giant? I find the Jotun so fascinating with our history.
I can read it. I can't speak it.
A shame. It is such a guttural language.
That would make incantation a little bit difficult.
Well, it's a lot. Their incantation is all but through rune slate, so
Hmm.
tell me, you've never been to the World Below, I assume?
Not yet. It's on the list.
The Guiding Light knows we have had
Uh,
more visitors as of these past few hundred years. I'm sure we'd be more than happy to have you.
Yeah, not exactly a hermit kingdom. I'd love to. Apologies, am I expecting that that's an invitation? I'd love to.
By all means, I
I'd
could
love
show
to-
you around the
to
Narcanet
see your home.
Academy, but perhaps the organizing entry into the Eveningtide Tower would be perhaps a step further. But the academy itself, Narcanet
A
University.
study exchange, then.
I've seen your Lyceum. I may as well show you mine.
The headmaster's just there.
I have spoken to him at length. He's actually done a semester in the Eveningtide Tower.
He's one of the most remarkable conjurers I've ever met.
My people have a grim fascination with anything tied to the void. And as he is born
Yeah.
of the void itself, it is very interesting. His Elvish is also phenomenal. I would think you would quite enjoy Narcanet Academy. What School of Magic? I believe Kyvan said, based on reports from everything, your conjuration?
I have taken quite the quite the eye to conjuration. It strikes me that all other schools of magic just want to be conjuration and fail miserably.
I can see the logic there.
Except for abjuration. Abjuration can do whatever it likes.
Predominantly that is is a school I favor, but I have specialized further, you see. Illumination magic.
Tell me more.
It's ever so dark in the world below. It's an illumination wizard joke. I apologize.
That's fucking hilarious.
I started with quite dabbling my theses in both abjuration and divination magic. And well, illumination seemed the apt route to go. It was, well, illuminating. Excuse the jokes. But all up, I think it's provided me insight into looking at the stars in a way for prediction for danger and drawing on various light to assail my foes is such a pure and visceral feeling in the world below when you cannot see the stars or light. It is where faith meets magic for my people.
I've never heard magic be spoken about in such a spiritual way. Obviously, clerics exist, but I mean our type of magic.
Yes, well, it is said that illumination magic works better when light is dim or absent. So, it's beautiful. You get omens, you get good illusions of permanence, and, well,
Illusions.
you can comprehend the starry sky even if you can't see it. And knowing where the stars should be, and star maps are a fascination of mine.
Leo pull out the oh good lord, where's my stuff? I'm the sextant, the pocket telescope that he was given by Velen Marza. I'm a bit of a student of the stars myself. I'm a bit more of a child with divination, but it's fascinating.
In Narcaneth, we have I would call it a tower, not quite correct, or call it a hall, which is not quite correct. There is a scaled model of our star system. You can stand among them and walk around and see the little dot that is us compared to the other realms of existence and their moons.
Would you like to have lunch tomorrow?
I believe I'm free.
I have something I'd like to get your assessment on.
By all means.
Not exactly for tonight. I don't have it on me, but an old relic that I think might
Old for you or old for me?
both.
Now I am curious.
Let's call it a consult.
So, as that's happening, where would each of you like to try and position yourself before the next person gets introduced? Or is there anything you'd like to do before that?
Emmeline will still be in the Mantarathea crowd, mingling around in it.
There are things that I want, but things that Ria does not know how to do. So I'm just kind of so out of her depth. Because I absolutely want to meet Aura, because I never got to. because there's just something magical about your current character meeting your old characters, and I just really
Did
like
Rhea
that.
not?
I wasn't here for that.
No.
Oh.
No, Rhea did. Jen didn't.
07.
Oh,
Mhm.
No, she didn't. I was with
no, because you're on the
Paparelli.
other boat. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because we all went to
We went to a
Lavoka.
No, you
fair.
Together.
teleported together. You all teleported.
We
in.
teleported
Oh,
to
Yeah, but
Lavoka.
that's fair.
Yeah.
But like really talk, you know, because that was very much like, okay, cool, hi, you're here. Here you go. Bye. Because we were in a rush, and so was she.
Yeah.
We're like, that's not something that like Rhea's gonna be able to pull off unless it's just like a hi, it's nice to see you again. Your hair looks pretty. She's so uncomfortable with what she thinks she's supposed to be doing and acting. So she's just kind of trying her best.
Is she wearing shoes?
Yes, she's wearing shoes and she's wearing heels and she hates it.
Gross.
Kitten heels. little,
Yeah.
little guys.
What's a kitten
So-
heel?
Sure.
Ah,
Sure.
okay.
It's okay. She no matter how high shoes, she would need stilts if she wanted to look tall beside you, Ivan.
Leo and Wyrinth will eventually wander over back to Kyvan and Rhea.
Do you guys have fun?
We have quite
yes.
the illuminating time. Kyvan just rolls his eyes. He's like, oh.
Or you're just
Yeah,
like,
there's two of them.
I don't understand.
She's an
It was a
illumination
joke.
wizard.
Oh, wait, that's funny. I like
Yeah, I
it.
know, right?
Yeah.
It was funny 150 years ago.
Part of being
I-
friends is listening to their bad jokes over and over again.
Hey,
Because
Which is how it works.
we're having lunch tomorrow. Do you two want to join us?
sure, I'm free.
I don't think we're doing anything. Unless orders come down from the top saying, hey, you need to go do something, I'm definitely free.
Yeah. Cool. We'll find somewhere fun.
It's gonna be so cool when Lord and Lady get here. Everyone's gonna be like, wow.
We're like, oh yeah, hey guys.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm the boss. Yeah.
It's not performance review time. We're fine.
Murmurs come throughout the crowd again. Someone's getting ready to be introduced. Where would you like to try and position yourselves? Emmeline first.
I said before, I'm just in the Mantera Thea.
You're going to stay in the
Crowd.
Mantera camp? Okay.
Okay.
So there's,
Should
So-
we
to clarify, there's
scramble?
3 big factions here for mechanical
Okay.
purposes. There's
Thank you.
Mantera Thea side, there's Rindleton side, and then there's Arvora side. Those are your best ways of finding people to gauge reactions.
Mantera Thea, Elvora, and
Riddleton.
Random.
Rindleton. Oh, random. I guess I'll go to the random side then, since that's where I thought Emmeline was last time.
Emmeline's pivoting more to the Rindleton, to the Mantera Thea side.
Got it.
I'll head up towards Avora again. I'll see you in a little bit. Yeah.
So, Jen, I believe you rolled for me last time. Nate,
Mm-hmm.
can you roll me a
Ah!
D4?
D4.
D4?
Yes, I
well,
can.
there's not as many guests left.
Trace 3.
3. 1 second now. So that is that's Tavis. So Leo, as you
Let
look
me know if-
through,
Yep.
the herald calls out, and for you, it's almost like seeing a celebrity. As they call out, introducing the High Signatrix, Mela Vaughn, Keeper of the Eightfold Flame, Architect of the Calastric Lattice, Warden of Flame's Memory and Fire's Future. As you see this woman steps through.
Hitting Maddie.
Each step almost leaves like this wake of fire where she stood. a woman seeming to be held together by sigil and flame. As she looks over the crowd, this woman is gold-hued skin like kintsugi lines, a tiefling woman that has glowing runes everywhere. Her robes dyed in a shifting flame pattern. Leo, this is the Keeper of the Eightfold Flame. This is a woman in recent memory who has considered to be the best living person when it comes to pyromancy. So
We have that
everything
title, please.
flame is her. As she gets introduced,
I'm afraid of this woman.
yeah, there is something unsettling about her for you.
Just for Ria is afraid of fire. Just for
So, Emmeline, as you're
Leo's
there,
looking like
you
Beyonce
see-
just walked in.
can you see Carlin's deep into his cups is going to lean into whispers to someone again.
Oh, this is great. I was going to be near him every time someone introduced. Oh, that's a nat 20. Look, yeah.
Let's go. Let's
Four.
You hear he
go.
leans
A
over
total
to,
of 24.
to his wife and he goes, "Fuck me, that's the kind of woman who could erase a city and call it gardening." Over in the
Hey,
random
baby,
side,
want to come to my place and make nukes?
Ria, you hear Lady Aura kind of whisper to someone, goes, "She burns brighter than half this room. I wonder who she's here to cauterize." And in the other side, the Arvor side, there is no one that seems to be too taken aback by her.
Cool. Except Leo, who's
Except
losing his
Leo.
shit.
There has been one other high signatrix that it's a new title, but the last person that was ever granted the title of high signatrix was retroactively given to Solelio post-mortem. That is the level of pyromancy this woman has.
This is Madonna. This is Elvis.
And at that point, that's where we're going to get a break. We'll be back shortly.
Ah! Hi, I don't normally do this.
I'm here. How are you?
You are.
I'm here as well.
Me too.
I'm here as well.
Believe it or not.
Am
Nate,
I?
are you there?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. No, you're here. I can see you.
Oh,
There.
great.
we're here.
Sweet.
We're
Thank
it
God.
all in. So, gang. Second person just introduced. Nose goes. The rule of the house.
Rain.
Nate. As the high signatrix gets introduced. What are
I'm
you doing?
scared of her. I don't want to talk to her.
I'm afeared.
This woman is my greatest fear made human. I can't.
What is she? Keeper of the Eight?
Keeper of the Eightfold Flame.
Can we
Eightfold
have her,
flame.
like name and title like how we did for the last guy?
Yeah. Copy paste it
Yeah.
for you guys.
Oh, thank you.
High Signatrix Mela Vorn, Keeper of the Eightfold Flame, Architect of the Calastric Lattice, Warden of the Flame's Memory and Fire's Future.
And where's she from?
Sure.
She is a woman without country or land. She is originally said to be from Antares, though.
Well, Leo doesn't want to go and gush over her. He wants to just be in the entourage. Or
Okay.
maybe meet some of her entourage. He's not going to be able to introduce himself to her because he's going to lose his shit.
So
But
as
he'll
she walks through,
a-
she speaks to a
approach
few
and-
people. There's kind of people that gather around. Like you see some people that know her, and she kind of looks.
What is Kelstrom doing?
Kaelstrom appears to be on first name basis with her.
Gangster. Leo will be near Kelstrom, but just watching.
When you get close, Kaelstrom kind of looks over to you. Oh, are you all right, Leo?
Starstruck, sir. It's not
Would
every
you like
time
me to
you meet
introduce you?
someone who's. No. Yes. Yes.
We get a quiet moment, and about a minute and a half passes, and he goes, oh, Mela, if I could introduce you to one of my most prominent students in the Lyceum. This is Leo Van Horn. And she looks down, she goes, Leo Van Horn. Van Horn.
Uh-oh.
Leo.
But-
Have you ever walked the lattice?
She's talking to the lattice that we do when we walk through the wood, right?
No.
No. I'm not. It's a pleasure to meet you. Not quite sure I understand the reference, my lady.
Oh.
I've-
Never the matter then. As she reaches out to meet your hand, you see she's got like this beautiful dress, and the arm that reaches out to shake your hand, there on the back of her hand, a rune just. Oh. Okay. You've been kissed by fire.
Yes, it extracted a heavy toll, but that debt has been paid. His
Oh.
hand starts itching a little bit.
The debt is not paid.
What do you mean by that?
That's not
If I may
polite
be so bold.
conversation.
You're right. I'm sorry. It's not exactly the. It's not exactly the event to really get into the nuts and bolts of this.
No, I promise if I stop playing with fire, people here will get nervous.
Is there a way I could perhaps write you a letter with the history of my journey with and I'll mouth the word Ember Rift.
May I hold your hand? As she
Oh,
grabs your hand,
hand
you see
over
the
the
kintsugi
bird one.
lines of like the gold kind of filigree in her own body all begins like molten gold kind of dripping towards you, and as it kind of hits where your hand meets her hand, you feel like the kintsugi lines that mark her body begin to touch onto your hand, and then almost like this geometric lines start crawling up your arm. You see these lines go all the way up to your shoulder. Ignite.
I'm looking at Kelstrom.
And then your arm just, you see that fire crawls up. No pain.
What's Kelstrom
Oh.
doing as this is happening?
He's just arms crossed looking at you. He's not concerned.
Oh, okay, cool. Leo's
Do I
going to
see
chill out a
this?
little.
Yeah, you see Leo's arm just.
I rush over because I don't know what's going on, and then suddenly my closest friend is now on fire.
I'll hold the other hand out. Do
Yeah.
I clock her, actually?
Yeah, you clock her.
Yeah, well, it's fine. It's fine. If Kelstrom's not freaking out, I'm not freaking out. If I'm not freaking out, Rhea can chill for a bit.
We were shaking like a leaf.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right.
You then see this woman's eyes, this kind of orange skin tiefling woman. These gold lines. The eyes just start to flicker as she kind of starts looking at the flames on your arm crawl up you. Oh. Oh, that stung.
Yeah.
Best to lose it. As the flames then pull back off your arm. All right, I know your journey. You're smart, but stupid.
Yeah. It's a common assessment. I haven't had the evidence to counteract it yet.
Your lattice work for the way you cast fireball is weak. Everyone's is, don't worry. It's not a you thing. It's an everyone.
Oh, okay. It's a translation of ring magic. It was my best approximation.
If ever you want to learn real offensive magic, let Kelstrom know. Perhaps I have free time.
Yes. I look to Kelstrom. Am I allowed to do that?
Kelstrom goes, if you pass all your final exams, I'll see if I can arrange it.
They're lodged 9 months early.
Mechanically speaking, if you could pass...
the work is, but not the exams are.
No. Mechanically speaking. And yes, the exams are separate.
Yeah.
If you can get taught by the high signatrix and pass her trial, you can re-roll 1s and 2s on any fire-based spell.
It's great
Ew.
weapon master for fire. Wow. Yes. Yes, please.
And then she looks to Rhea. You look terrified.
I'm afraid of fire.
You're afraid of me.
I don't want to be.
That's all right. Many people in this room are.
It's not your fault.
It's quite my fault for many of the people in this room.
I don't know anything about that. My dreams have been haunted by a fire I've never known for as long as I can remember.
Fire is scary. But if you can master it. As you see, she kind of looks to one of the ethereal candles and she just gives a flick of her fingers and you see the flame literally like pulls down onto her hand and literally dances across her shoulders and she lets it go and it hits another lantern opposite her. Can be quite the ally.
It's beautiful.
I don't know if all
Yes.
fires are the same.
They are not.
I think the ones that's been haunting me is dragonfire.
You see, she kind of pulls like her ring finger to her thumb, forming a circle, and then she whips it back, and you see this like small drake of fire appears. Dragonfire is just temperamental. As the Drake then crawls onto her hand, and then crawls back down into the kintsugi lines on her skin.
Your magic is beautiful.
All wizards are showboaters.
Yeah, they are. It's not a bad
Squeeze her
thing.
hand a little.
Yeah. She probably clocks like the little ring of like the chill fire ring that she doesn't really do anything like mechanically. That Leo gave her.
Dragonfire is scary. Ember rifts are scary.
Worse.
They are different. They're
Supposed to
interesting.
Stop them.
I would like to see them studied. They are affecting the lattice.
The lattice? Wait, do I know about the lattice?
New term to you.
I just wanted to check because my knowledge of magic is weird. So,
Hmm.
Is the lattice different from the weave?
Yes and no. Some people would disagree that it even exists, but it's not polite conversation. I apologize.
I'm not good at polite conversation.
No, but in situations like this, we must be.
Fair.
Perhaps a conversation for another time.
She looks to Kaelstrom, and you get almost this parallel for real Leo, High Signatrix Kaelstrom, and he goes, "And just say it and make it quick. You'll get people riled up." What the weave is from 1st to 9th level magic, the lattice is for 10th to 13th.
Oh, I understand. Okay. I didn't know the term, but I understand the concept.
Many people cannot touch the lattice.
There's a reason for it.
I am not many people.
Clearly.
Here Kaelstrom goes, "Enough, you'll get the archmages rowdy. Come on."
They're just jealous.
Some of them can touch the lattice. I thought your friend had walked it, but I was wrong.
Maybe one
Why
day.
did you think that?
Something about the fire in you.
Is it from when he
It-
touched the Ember Rift?
It could be. I don't know him well enough.
He's still learning the oven's hot.
I learned it fine.
I
Learning
must make the
doesn't mean
rounds.
doing the exact opposite. Oh, sorry.
Come on, I'll hold my arm out and
Yep.
drag Rhea away. Almost like
Only
getting
that guy didn't apologize for running away.
Yeah, we
He's
go
just kinda
back.
Smiling. You see, and it kind of makes you like Leo a little bit like giggle, being like, "That
Oh
is
my
a side of
God, oh my
Kaelstrom
God.
I did not realize."
Yeah. Wow. He's got his own
She's-
feral magician. Got it.
She's scary. But nice.
She's
It's not her fault
amazing.
that she's scary. Yeah.
Did you see what? Like he's starting to go
Yeah,
full
that's why I
fangirl
came.
now.
I smack him on the shoulder. It's like, yeah, that's why I came over. They were better.
Yeah. What a show! I gotta.
Showboaty wizards.
Bob Dylan just sang a song just for me. That was amazing.
So
Leo's
as
just
a-
Emily's
shaking.
just over here like, ugh, my poop.
Emily,
I'm not associating with that. I'm not associating with that behavior. That common behavior here.
what are you doing then if you're not associating with the commoners?
Boy.
Emily would just be floating around mainly. Like there's no one really there that she's like particularly burning, so she'd be more just floating around, just trying to sort of more so just continue to. For her, like it's not really switching off. She'd be more so trying to continue to just work and try to pick up vibes across the room, bits and pieces of conversation, find out what she can.
Okay. Is there anyone would like to approach before the next guest arrives? Is there anything anyone wants to do before I go into my more spiels on other bits?
I think I'm good right now.
Okay.
I'm also good.
So at this point, you see Esselbraste has returned with Lo. And as you look around the room, you see this odd band of friends begin to emerge as you see Kaelstrom, High Signatrix Mela, and Aura are now just having this like powwow in a corner, and it's getting like loud and friendly and inappropriate for this sort of conversation. Like they're just full tilt nerding.
Relatable.
Nice.
Imagine.
Us for real.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
But the room begins
You're
to
so here
settle.
going, I hope Calicindu shows up.
Next up, who would position themselves where?
Same thing.
We go to our corners.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, I hope you all realize that we're not even done the introductions of every NPC. This all is going to take multiple
Yeah.
sessions.
Yeah. it
Oh
is.
yeah. Yeah.
Raph, can you roll me
This
a
is the
d4 roll,
campaign.
reroll fours?
Reroll fours? Alright. That's a reroll. That's a 2.
2, okay. So, next up to be introduced, the herald comes through and the room falls very eerily quiet. As calling out, the herald says, "Introducing the Scion Sabrian Thornglass of the Bleeding Court, Envoy of the Scarlet Concord, Thornbound Herald of Crimson Law, Walker of the Forbidden Veil." As they enter this older gentleman, the smile as sharp as a razor, dressed in this blood red silk laced with thorns. You see they make no noise as they move. The room feels tense to this person's approach. They kind of look throughout as their smile meets some people. They're red-eyed and pale. They're not quite. And as you get the meaning with some of these people, Lord and Lady Tava seems to have invited some of the more eccentric members of society, or eccentric outcasts of society.
Gangster.
As they get announced throughout the room, you hear Leo speak to Lady Lo and says, "Surely this is an affront to somebody. They seem to wear their excommunication like finery." Now in the random side, Rowan Rindle, Rhea, you'll overhear. He leans over and he says, "Well, as their kind was extinct, if Tava's invited them, and what else is going to come bleeding through these cracks?"
Who said that?
The Prince
Rowan
Rowan Rindle.
Oh, Prince Rowan. Got it.
And then, Emmeline, you see the Lady Adern Voss seems to meet the eye of this person and offers them a smile and a wave. Almost flirtatious.
Do I know who the person is?
Roll me a history check.
Because out of character,
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck are these titles? Who the hell is this person?
Can I get in on that?
You can't.
Yeah, fair enough.
14.
14. No.
Can,
Cool. Just some bozo.
Can we also get his title in the chat as
It's
well?
done.
Oh, thank you.
Already in.
Perfect. I appreciate it. Am I kind of close to Lord Rendell?
Yeah.
I'm Rhea.
Do
I'm
it,
gonna
girl.
be awkward. I would
Yeah.
go over. Excuse me. I heard you're friends with Emmeline.
Yes, I am, among many things, I'm friends with Emily.
I'm Rhea. We're adventurers together. I was just wondering. I didn't mean to here. I was just wondering what you meant by his kind being extinct.
It's a pleasure. I am Rowan. As one of the knights goes,
You, Rowan.
you have the pleasure of addressing the Crown Prince of Randrim, Rowan Rindle. It is.
Oh, you're a prince. That's fantastic. That sounds like a lot of responsibility.
He kind of waves. It's fine. Don't worry about the honorifics. What were you saying?
I was just wondering what you meant for his introduction. You said that you thought his kind were extinct.
Last they were seen of was when the last time Favendale marched south. Shortly after that war, they were said to be rooted out to stem and root from Favendale for being too brutal.
I'm sorry, I'm from very deep in the woad. Favendale's up north, and what kind is that got stamped out for being too brutal?
They're grouping the Scarlet Concord. It is a group of blood mages that was thought to be too ruthless
Oh,
for Favendale,
yeah, I've heard bad things about
where
Favendale.
the skin market is and the flesh market.
That's
Too
horribly
ruthless.
impressive. I wonder if it's actually that they were too ruthless, or that they just decided that they didn't want to bend to whatever was going on around them.
I do not know. They are not my political allies.
If they don't exist anymore, they probably aren't anybody's political allies, huh?
Well, there's an envoy of the Scarlet Concord, so we'll see.
That's fair. I'm sorry,
Is
am
it?
I being rude? Your knight looks
well,
really annoyed.
they're like that. It's their job to be annoyed.
Oh, okay. You're good at your job. I usually give him like a big thumbs up.
They're very wise about titles and the like. And the correct way is to speak to me, but you are not one of my people. You are not from Randrum. You are not a subject. You do not need to say my prince, my liege, my lord, any of the like. As
Would
much
you
as they
prefer
would
that?
want you to. Not really. You can call me Rowan. Or my prince works if you're from Randrum. I like it when Emmeline
nah.
says my prince.
You like Emily? I definitely doing like that.
No.
No, okay. I'll make sure not to tell her then.
Strictly speaking, I will have a political marriage that is arranged for me, and it will be all for the benefit of Random.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's nobility.
I have very little experience and understanding of that.
You're of
But
the
I hope
world.
that- Mhm.
You're not the first Kitsune I've seen. So, your
Oh,
people
you've
do
met
not
more.
know many nobilities.
No. And I don't really know my own people, so you know.
Mhm. You're an outsider to outsiders.
Mhm. It makes it really hard to understand the social cues of things. I'm trying. Got a lot of catching up to do.
When everyone else drinks, you drink. It's usually as simple as it needs to be.
That's fair.
If everyone raises their glass,
Thank
raise
you.
your glass. When the first person drinks, you drink. That's usually pretty much all nobility.
I appreciate the tip.
If someone tinks their glass with a fork, just stop what you're doing and look at them. They want to feel important. Here, I'll show you. ting, 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 ting. As the entire room just... I missed, I apologize. As everyone just like,
Fucking guy.
Ria's trying so hard not to laugh.
Rowan is chuckling a little bit to himself.
She's like,
I'm
"I
not
think
very
some
well liked
people
in these courts, I do not think.
might." I wonder why.
I like to cause trouble.
That's not a bad thing. Trouble's fun.
Ask my father, he'll disagree.
Well, of course not. He's got all the responsibilities on his shoulders. Hopefully, he can put it down from time to time, and you guys can actually be people together, though.
I don't think he's a person.
Oh, he's a construct?
No,
Oh.
I think he was a stuffed up nobility bag of semen made to make my mother pregnant and produce an heir.
Rhea, like, even her hair blushes for a minute. And she's like, ah.
All he talks about is producing an heir and what it means to be to the crown, so I think he is just a noble bag of cum.
I look at the knights, so just like, trying to figure
The knights are like just trying not to like show anything.
I don't know how I'm supposed to respond to that.
Don't call my father a noble bag of cum if you ever see him.
I feel like it's a bad idea, yeah.
Yeah, you'll get
Yeah.
executed, but that's what it is. He can't execute
rather
me on his
not.
heir.
I got too many important things to do, unfortunately.
So, as this is
Like,
happening,
sorry to interrupt. Thank you. I go back
Uh,
over to Kaiba. I'm just like,
Leo, Emily, nose goes. Who wants to go next? Emily.
I just touched my nose. I don't actually. Did you have an idea for what you want to do next? Nate?
Well, Broste is really responding to a lot of the a lot of the people that are coming in. Leo's gonna approach him with, like, he'll get Low's eye first, like permission to enter the armory
Yeah.
kind of thing.
She kind of like let signals that she can come over.
Lord Broste,
I apologize.
Um, no,
having a nervous
no,
reaction.
no, an apology necessary, but I'm familiar with this kind of scenario, this circumstance as well. Gesturing to the Gala, a couple of strong reactions. One more visible than the
One-
last.
One was personal, you must forgive me, and the other was political. The
The forgiveness should come my way. I perhaps intrude and overstep. I come as a friend.
no, I appreciate it. He swaps to
are you all
Draconic
right?
as well, and Lo kind of picks up on it.
Oh yeah,
Um,
sick. And Leo will lay on a bit of an accent to try and throw off anyone. Who
I think
be
the
trying to
Scottish
overhear.
Concord could be seen as an affront to some of those from Avora and Randrum alike.
Of course, we're closer to Favendel than most.
When they were banished from there was they ran amok on the underbelly of Avograd.
I heard rumors.
Roll me a history check for the rumors of the Scarlet Concord now.
Yeah, sure. Natural 20.
About 14 years ago, it was very in fashion that a lot of there was not the Scarlet Concord, it wasn't a name that they went by, but you're piecing it together. There was a series of people going missing in the capital, only to be found completely exsanguinated and used for various experiments. Not any form of vampirism, mind you, but just people who were completely drained of their blood for blood magic experiments.
Oh yeah, the blood thieves. I remember the rumors.
Intel points to the Concord for when that happened. So, and not to mention
Minor
all the war crimes that they
inconvenience.
did against Randrum
Oh,
when
sure. Yeah.
the plethora. Too brutal for Favendel is a title that is difficult to get.
The Garcia was the one I wanted to come and approach you about. So I've only just found the time. Sorry. spending a
Right.
fair amount of time gushing over the signatrix. But is the Garcia? Sorry, but he actually said to call him Vakar. Vakar said to. Vakar seemed quite approachable to myself. Is there perhaps a political angle that I'm not quite catching?
No political there, good friend. When I was a squire, we'd gone far east to a summit in Zarsan, and the place was hit by, although they may deny it many times, one of Vokar's many experimental plagues from the archives that was being tested, which is why I have never grown much bigger, and I lost about 18 good friends and mentors. There's no way I could prove it was him, but it is my word against it. I think there's many people in this room that have lost family to his plagues. We are lucky that there is no envoy from Velathir. There was a plague there some almost 150 years ago that wiped out the king consort, the prince consort, the many nobility of Burton proper. That's swept across. That can be traced back, not to Vokar's agents. It is something I've tried to prove for many years, but they do not like loose ends. If not for any kind of tinks, some of the psionic crystals embedded in the skin.
Leo catches it.
I would be succumbed just like everyone else. Only for the thank of my knight at the time that shielded me.
An honourable service. If I may be so bold as not to overstep, there's a lot of powerful friends coming tonight. A lot of Leo wants to say, this is a show of force without saying so. This is a powerful collection of people. Politically speaking, you do well to perhaps forgive a few missteps in history.
I can forgive many people, but I swore an oath.
No, I don't necessarily mean Garcia. Just there's an audience, and I want you to succeed.
I appreciate the advice. I admit I did not expect Garcia to show. It threw me. Everything else, not the one, I assume it's in the front, but there's no personal feelings, sir. There's few other... Again, it's a bit of a chuckle to him. If they can bring anyone else through that door that I have personal feelings toward, I will be well impressed.
Watch my dad come through next. Making the actual joke.
You hang on my arm if he does. We'll make a show of it.
Yeah. I don't think Fireball will go over too well.
There's a signatrix for that.
And they break back into common with a hearty chuckle.
Emmeline, as Ria's doing what she's doing with Prince Randrim, and you are doing, and Leo's doing what he is with Essil Braste. What are you doing?
So first question I have is, have there been, because there's the cluster of the nerds in the corner that's going off.
Yeah.
Are there any other sort of clusters that have formed a particular pairings?
So what you can see right now from that, give me a perception check.
11.
11. You can see Lord Eggarth seems to be talking to Carlins. Then Adarin Voss has gone to meet this scion. Yeah, let me show you. Yeah, she has. The Lady Halcross is talking to Marlowe along with Eggarth. Although Lord Eggarth is not Mantara Thyr, they are... There's like a certain respect Lord Eggarth can command here, which is odd because he's not anyway involved in Mantara Thyr politics. But his name seems to carry a lot of weight.
Yep. A respected arcanist as well.
Yeah, he's a very respected researcher. Other than that, there's the kind of nerd table that's shown up. Prince Rowan is surrounded by a bunch of lick spittles trying to gain favor with the prince.
Yeah.
As you're looking around, you see Rhea just go bright red in every sense of the word.
Yeah, interesting. What they're talking about? Does Salia seem to be with a particular group, or is she?
Salia seems to be kind of making the rounds, and as you try and go up to her, she's talking to like a collection of like 4 quite we'll call them well-fed men from Arvigrad. And they're talking about banking, the new banking procedures that have hit our proper.
No. He's not
Sounds
surrounded
terrible.
by ugly bastards. Stop it. It's just not one of those kind of games.
Not everything is
Fuck's
Goonbait,
sake.
Jen, please.
Fuck's
Get help.
sake. Fuck's sake.
Also,
No.
just because they're well fed doesn't mean they're ugly bastards. Just saying.
Oh
I
no,
know,
that
right?
no, sorry, that came from the banking part.
I mean, this is fantasy. There can be well-dressed bankers.
Fucking hell. Okay, cool. I want to go up to where Sabrian is.
Okay. You make your way
This
over.
strange looking, this strange individual.
This kind of
Good evening.
no hair, very like pale, but like oddly beautiful.
Okay.
Well,
Good evening.
hello. You're new to me. I apologize. Emmeline, would you like a drink?
Of course, that would be most wonderful.
You've not given your name, by the way.
Yeah, no, but she just assumes that people hear there's names going around. It's not hard to learn people's names in this area. Just be like, oh yeah.
As they kind of gesture over to one of the servers. Your friends, Wisteria and Leo, you're all quite curious.
Really? How so?
Oh. I'm saying they're curious to be polite as a way of saying you're curious.
Please, disperse with any politeness. I'd be curious to hear your honest thoughts.
You're curious because I know who want to be so silent surround you.
Curious. I'd be intrigued to hear more on that. If you have more to share.
I might. We could talk about it, but we would have to see if our motives aligned first. I apologize. You talk shy near a whisper, and now I can't hear a single thing you say. Your wire fell out or something. Jen, you're
Yeah.
muted if you're trying to trash talk.
So I was saying, wait, try. No, I was saying, try to talk. We can hear you typing. Is what I was trying to say.
Oh, then you can
No,
hear
I
me
was,
speak though.
No,
Oh.
it just cut out for a bit. I don't know what
Yeah,
it
just
was.
cut
Okay.
out for a second.
Sorry, I was about to say. Can't remember what I was going to say. Yeah. That was Emmeline failed the history check, right? To remember.
Yeah, you don't know much about anything about
Okay.
these people.
Forgive me, I am at a disadvantage here. I do not know much about you besides your name. And the
There's
many
not much.
titles that you accumulate.
You can tell the Herald anything you want. They'll just announce it like it's fact.
And how many of yours are truth?
The ones that matter. For those that know them to listen for them.
Curious. But please, I would be interested to know more about you. You seem to have caused quite a stir with your entrance. Bless your ear.
I assume it's just because of my dapper good looks and well-renowned charm.
Of course,
I'm
that would
considered
be...
quite the well-sought-after debutante, actually.
I am sure. I am sure that is the whole reason. Nothing else.
I am good friends of... That's not true. I'm strong acquaintances with Lady Tavis.
Operate within similar circles, then I take it? Or similar interests?
We follow a similar hemocraft.
Understood. I have learned a little bit from Lady Davis. I am still
I'm aware.
quite an apprentice in the matter. It is interesting. It is something that I would
Blood magic
be meaning
is
to
not
learn.
for the squeamish.
But it is more than useful.
It's extremely
And
useful,
quite a rush.
extremely powerful, but advances in research is costly.
Indeed. Not to mention frowned upon by the more squeamish.
No, but your father doesn't seem too advised against it, so he shouldn't mind.
No. In fact, there is, well, he has an open mind for magic. You know him well?
Better than he knows me.
I'll be very curious to speak with you further.
Very curious to see if that opportunity arises.
Indeed.
Or, curious. The lot of you.
Where are you from?
I didn't
Sabine.
say.
I know.
Perhaps I'm so old I forgot, or the road is my home.
Please, that is my excuse when people ask me.
You may know in time. This skin does not behoove me to speak well of it.
That is fair.
Blood begets blood until I see you on the morrow.
Until next time. A pleasure.
Shame. He kind of gets curious, look on his face, and he walks off.
What does he mean by that?
No, that guy's gross.
Nah, I like him. I like him.
Fucking
I wanna- I wanna-
skinwalkers, man.
Yeah, no,
Nah, I
right.
like him.
Disgusting.
I don't know more.
Yeah.
Now, Leo draws a line at nuking an entire city.
No, that's fine because there's no gross
That's
things
acceptable.
afterwards. Of course.
What do you mean there's no gross
What do you
things
mean?
afterwards? What, do you think the entire thing is just gonna get Thanos snapped? There's gonna be
Yes.
stuff.
No, it's going to be
there's-
vaporized.
Leo
still
is so
going to be stuff
removed from
there.
the reality of
There
what
won't be
it's
stuff
going to
there. There'll be
look
stuff
like.
about 2 kilometers away from where it's been thrown.
Exactly.
it's fine.
Charred corpses.
It
people
being charred corpses.
people
I won't
screaming.
be there.
God, Leo's
Leo
so
is
detached.
Nate really just said,
literally
not my lane, not my problem.
Yeah, not my shit,
Leo-
not my toilet.
Leo is literally just like that guy who like has never played a shooter game and then just goes like 22-0 in like his first game.
Yeah, no
It's like,
Russian.
Jesus.
So, is there anything people would like to interject or do around the area until the next guest?
Leo wants to join the nerd table, but he's not going to because he is not welcome.
You're like, someday.
One day, there'll be other wizards around me.
The offer
I already
stands,
introduced
so-
you to one nerd wizard. Come on now.
Yeah, I know, and I love you forever.
Leo, as you look over, Wyrinth has made a beeline and has just joined the table and is conversing with them now.
Motherfucker, I could probably get in. Oh. Nah, I'm on the job. Time
So-
for that later.
As you say that, you make your way to move to the next crowd. Leo, you see if they've all brought out like a small pocket spellbook that they've brought for the day and are just comparing bits.
Fuck this, I'm going.
How do you interject?
Oh, Wyrinth, there you are.
Leo.
Headmaster? Signatrix? Oh, Lady Aura, it's been a while.
Hi.
Hello.
How are ya?
Where am I getting you in your timeline? Thank you again for your help in Lavoka. Lavoka? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Oh, book club. Seems a lot more interesting than some of the other stuff that's going on around here.
You see, Aura kind of looks over. Yeah, we're comparing what we brought.
Oh, cool. Sit down. My spellbook is a lot smaller than theirs.
This is the first time you've seen any of Kelstrom's books.
Yeah.
And as you kind of look down, his spellbook itself is kind of like, as he lays his hands out like this, you see this kind of like massive void, just almost like this dimensional space folds down inward, and you just like kind of peer into this pocket dimension, and there's just like crazy person chalk on a wall, spells written everywhere inside the hole.
I fuck with it. I fuck with it hard.
The perspective makes it very weird to try and read it. You're like,
How do you transcribe that?
you get in.
Oh. No, not now.
Or it's like, hold that thought. Can I?
Yeah.
You see Kaelstrom kind of looks around and he grabs like a finger on each corner of it and just like pulls the edges of this void that spreads the entire size of this like big circular table. Is there air in there? And then Aura literally just jumps up and thump, inside this.
I follow.
You, then Wyron and the Signatrix. As you all head inside, there's this like maybe like 25 by 25 foot room, and you just see there's like these large big chunks of chalk. As this, you see, get this to scale. Kaelstrom literally writes his spells like a teacher on a chalkboard inside his
I know.
void,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
it's just all massive and big.
You never switch off, sir.
And you look up, and you're all tiny compared to him. This 25 foot by 25 foot room, he now looks like a giant just peering into the void.
Do I recognize any of the spells? He's
What
taught me a
languages do you
couple.
speak?
Well, I can speak all of them. But there's no casting spells. Oh, actually, we're in a... No, I'm not going to fuck around with this. I speak... common, draconic, elvish, infernal, and primordial.
No.
I don't speak abyssal, which is probably
No.
where it's going.
You're looking for void speech.
Oh. Yeah, that's not in the player's handbook.
It's not. It's in our extra books. But what you get pointed out by Aura, as she goes like board by board, she goes, that is every base conjuration spell from 1st to 9. Huh.
Wait. Where's Keen Mind when I need it? Shit.
So you're all down there. You see Wyronth is like, she's just like, you see fingers going mad. And she clearly understands this language. And she's just like trying to memorize shit.
You're getting a little bit more than I am for this.
I'll write it down.
Yeah.
You see the high signatrix kind of turns to you. Do you not know these? And then Aura goes, most of these are, that one's very rare. All of those are pretty common.
You
We
better
are
just
studying-
start scribbling.
Oh, yeah. All right, sure.
You can't read it, just write it. Copy what you see.
Yeah. I'm scribbling as much as I can. I don't think we have that much time down here, but
Roll me a D100.
fuck yeah. That one. And... Shit. That is 10 on the nod.
One second.
Yeah, 10 and 0, 10.
You can now, in a minute, check your handouts. As Wyronth will translate this for you.
Oh, I'm glad I made friends with that guy.
It's a 1st level spell. As you're kind of finishing up getting the rubbings, they're going to introduce someone now. You all best get out of here. Take the ladder.
Oh.
Draw one in chalk.
I fly.
Yeah, everyone else, you see the high signatrix. She just clicks her high heels together and they just... And she just... out.
Yeah.
Or just blinks and then Wyronth goes, chalk it is. And climbs out.
Oh, I can carry you out if you want.
Wouldn't be becoming of me. I'm a lady. So, as everyone gets hushed for the next one, I'll roll this time since there's 2 left and everyone else has had a chance to roll. I assume you're still doing the same formation? Okay. There's that. There's that. Where's my announcement list? I've got my titles list, but... So. Introducing Professor Caldrin Mornsleet, Senior Archivist of the College of Necromancy, Bone Wright, Emeritus of the Ivory Gate, Holder of the Obsidian Quill.
I need to know what Aura thinks when she sees this guy.
She waves big and friendly.
Okay, friendly necromancer. You never know. You gotta check.
As this thin as a whisper, clutching a bone inlaid pocket watch, almost like shadow given form. He just nods politely to everyone as he walks through. Some guests step aside, not so much fear, but like discomfort. Or Rhea, you wouldn't know. Emmeline and Leo, you would both know this is quite the reputation. One of the leading scholars on necromancy within Mantarathier has a reputation for more morbid proceedings. not anything outside of the realm of law. It's everything is done within the law of Mantarathier. Like the
It's
strictest
just a really late
line.
healer. It's fine.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just
get
healing
it.
magic. It's just a
You
little bit
get
slower.
it.
Yeah,
See?
necromancy's fine.
But as they
It's
walk
not like
through,
My
it's
first
illusion
character
magic.
was a necromancer. It's fine.
Yeah.
I get it.
you see Headmaster Karshun as you're all kind of going out. He goes, "Oh, I thought he was staying in the under colleges. I must be slipping." And then, Emmeline, you see Lady Halcross. Looks like she just gives him a nod.
I'm not
As he
familiar
walks
with
through the crowd,
Here you go.
Rhea, he kind of just finds himself towards you. He goes, "Hello.
Hello.
My dear, you've died before, have you?"
Yeah, it was unfortunate.
Hmm.
I was killed by a dragon.
Excellent way to go.
It wasn't very enjoyable.
It's better than shooting your brains to death in the plague.
That's true. Yeah, it was over quick.
Exactly that. No one likes to go overexposure.
No, that would be awful. Yeah, my boss was kind enough to bring me back.
Yeah. Yeah, you can, I suppose. His
We
best
didn't have
too.
to repose. So,
Oh, that's a
expensive.
very, very low bar mistake.
yeah. Well, now I know the runes for it, so it'll help.
Rune magic. Curious.
I don't know a lot, but I'm learning. Everything else just
So he
comes
kind
really
of pats
natural.
himself. I've misplaced my cipher. I'll see you around. As he kind of walks around, and you see he
Yeah.
kind of starts like chasing something on the floor that you can't even see.
Don't need help. Okay. Huh. Friendly guy. Or I say to Kevin, like, kind of friendly.
He's short.
You think everyone's short.
You're short.
You're just crazy tall.
I'm pretty average where I'm from.
Well, where I'm from, you're crazy tall. You would have a real hard time getting through the underbrush, is all I'm going to say.
I'd go over brush.
Fair. I could be smaller.
You see, like,
have-
cogs are turning in his head.
Wait, have you not seen before? Hold out your hands. I turned into a fox. I'm just like, boop, sitting on his hands.
Wait a minute. Where did your dress go?
I pop back. It stays. There's like this weird like pocket dimension. All of my stuff goes there.
Like, you're not technically naked as a fox like that. And he gets like
Well,
real
foxes-
flushed.
Foxes are also covered in fur.
Yeah, but like, doesn't matter.
It's different. Don't worry about it. He goes more
You
purple.
just see he's like staring off, and he's like, "But everything's out."
There's no everything.
I think I touched a nipple. Wait, did you have 8 of them?
It's a good first
This
date,
man.
guys.
This man.
Leo, Emmeline, what are you doing?
I went first last time.
Oh, I went first. Oh no, you did actually. Yeah, I just touched my nose first because I wanted to. It's anything that you want to do. Like, feel free.
No, perhaps pick the headmaster's brain about the necromancer. Leo hasn't really had much exposure to necromancy itself. So that's probably where I'm going to go. So you fill your boots first.
No, feel free to go. That's it. Feel free.
Okay.
You want
Do you know that person, headmaster?
I do in passing, yes. College.
Is that a-
well, not so much college. It's its own guild now. But the It's the Ivory Gate is a necromancer's guild in Mantarthia, and it operates exactly on the line of legality of necromancy in Mantarthia.
I feel like I'm going to regret this question. What's the legality of necromancy in Mantarthia?
Well, usual stuff. No, where you get your research from has to be strictly sanctioned. No anonymous donations. Necrophagy is technically illegal, but some still look to it as if it's not. No unconsensual summonings of an enemy's old family. Political stuff and he kind of goes into the spiel of like what the fine intricacies of like necromancy, of like the legality of getting corpses to study, like, you know, getting like military stock like donated for science style bodies.
It's recycling. It's fine. It's good for the environment.
But no
It's
late
free
night
labor.
shovel runs, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got to get like free range organic corpses, you know, ethically sourced, fair trade.
Look, they're fair trade. But yeah, the Ivory Gate, everything is legal to the perfect line of how far they can get without it being illegal.
Do you know how much political influence they have? How much wiggle room do they have on the law? How much can they shove it?
Not much. I imagine that's why
Huh.
they're currying favor with the Tavises.
Yeah, that'll do it. What are you doing here?
Exceptional research.
Like, I appreciate that it's not a rude question, but I know you're the headmaster of the greatest magical school on the planet. How do you know the Tavises?
I don't.
Through Ophelia or through Professor Blackwood?
I know them vaguely that way. I'm the +1 for the high signatrix.
You know when you don't realize that you're teaching outside of school, and
Yeah.
like my kid thinks the teachers just live there.
Yeah.
Leo's trying to figure out if they're together.
Roll me insight.
Yeah, cool. But Leo's super dumb. That's 19. So it's an 18 on the dice.
You've
plus
never
one.
thought of Kaelstrom as a sexual person, as like someone who looks for that sort of thing. So it's difficult
Yeah,
to
cool.
imagine him in that way.
Oh no, it's Leo in 400 years. We've been friends for a while with the Signatrix.
Since I was an apprentice.
Their apprentice?
No, we were apprentices together.
Ah. Where did you apprentice, sir?
Home.
Oh.
Lothric. Where I'm from.
That's
Where I went through my Void Seeker trials.
I'm not familiar with the history, and the
Fair
Voidborn
enough.
are a bit of a mystery to me, but I appreciate it's just the same way that I'm a little bit windy.
Similar. You've never asked.
I haven't had the opportunity to hang out with you socially, sir.
That you haven't. No, I'm born and raised technically in Valeth's territories. Political marriages in Lothric. We technically had our own ruling family for quite some time. They married King Enevraith to a few generations back, and I am a from down to nobody from Lothic who was very good and passed the Void Seeker trials with flying colours.
I expect nothing less. What brought you over to Arvigrad? Was it the school? Not Arvigrad, Vinceridon. Leo would know. Nathan's an idiot.
Yes, employment. I trained to be a teacher in Kinverl Academy. And then
Does that ring a bell? Do I know where that is?
that is one of the best Arcanist schools on the eastern coast. It is in Ariel. It is a very, very well strong academy sponsored by the Royal Crown of Sethasa. But it's funny because it's
Got it.
in Burton or Vaelathir.
See
But
if
then
you
I
can
moved-
get him to talk about the Opal Dragon and character thinks I need that.
The
What I
Opal
did-
Dragon?
What is it?
Oleander
Not-
Dragon?
Oleander Dragon. Hey, thanks.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do my
Appreciate
best.
But I did. I studied there, and then I came over here when I got recruited for the Aether Lyceum, and eventually became the headmaster.
Why conjuration?
Was good at it.
So it's just a
Technically,
job.
my main magic is void magic, but I mastered both void and conjuration at the same time.
The pocket dimension you took us to was
Conjure.
showing off, and I loved it. Yes, I know.
That happened about
It's a-
14 years ago. I got too accustomed to writing on chalkboards, and my hand cramps if I try and write small.
Yeah. It's a particular interest of mine.
I'm aware. It's still a fair bit outside of your capabilities, but
Not. I have a small pocket dimension that I can go to temporarily.
one that is permanent and you carry around in your own pocket.
Yeah. Well, that is a problem of resources now, not of capability.
It's also a problem of time.
No, Leo can have a pocket chest. You can't go into a pocket world. I've got Lehman's secret chest scroll just waiting for me.
Because he gave that to you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But now I've got to find 4,000 gold in a bloody golden chest.
Hey, it's better than having to find 48,000 gold, so.
Yeah, we'll make that. We're high level now. We'll be alright. Wizarding's expensive, dude.
You have the pain of a question on your face, Leo. Out with it.
No, I'm trying to. The mind races with several thousand. So, it's not often I get such exclusive access to what is one of the greatest mages of the school in which I'm exceptionally passionate about. And analysis paralysis has struck me.
That is all right.
I want to ask you 1,000 questions about your time in Burton. I want to ask you thousands of conceptual questions about.
Pick off two from my time
yeah.
in Burton, then perhaps.
Well, how long were you there, and what can you tell me of your magic in the time?
I was
What can you
there
tell me of
until I was
Burton?
about 32. I finished my Void Seeker trials at 14. I studied the space and expanse between each realm of existence and how to ascertain magic from within them. I then taught that in the Kinverl Academy under Kelsier. He is.
Does Leo know
excellent.
Kelsier? Leo,
Yeah, you
like
know the
Kelsier
name.
was a.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
met him
yeah.
as well. He
Oh,
was a
yeah.
guest at the summer festival. Sorry, spring
I
festival.
wasn't here for the summer. I wasn't here
That's
for the
cringe.
festival. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Um,
Just priorities,
And
man.
I
learned-
was about to ask if he was still alive. I'm so glad he is.
I I don't know if I found a passion for teaching, but I did find resources, as private funded arcane schools will fund your most stupid of experiments. And it seemed a safer option than exploring to find the gold on my own.
Yes, well, I've taken the opposite path, and the gold flows slower, but equally abundant.
We've done the same thing. I got a patron who taught me to teach, wanted me to teach. You found a patron who wants you to explore.
Was Kelsey your patron?
No,
Do I know them?
I wouldn't imagine so. They were a excellent man, but not exactly well famed. But that's what got me then introduced to Kelsey. And that's when the funding from all that came through. And then the academy was looking for a new conjuration teacher. Magic in there was quite interesting, though. RIL is the city that Prince Calasindia's keep was originally built around. Well, his village was built around his keep, became a city.
Familiar with the stories and the history?
So I saw a lot of Starless magic, and I conversed a lot with Starless colleagues because they have quite an innate curiosity for void magic. I exchanged some notes.
Darkness
I learned
begets
some
darkness.
much in the muchness. I then did I did a small teaching stint in the Evening Tide Tower. I was the first ever non-starless elf to teach in the Evening Tide Tower.
Oh, Wyrinth was saying that
Get
you've
a
been
semester
to the yeah.
And then through connections there, I ended up in the Lyceum.
And Wyrinth invited me to the world below. It's
You should go.
quite the honour.
Right, see, it's an excellent place to study and learn. They have a deeper understanding. Well, a deep understanding that I've tried to instill in the Lyceum on the foundations of magic.
Successfully, sir.
I do my part.
As a benefactor of that passion. Thank you.
You're welcome. Do you want any information about my time and escapades I got up to, or will we leave it at that?
I think there's someone coming out in a minute. Perhaps I'll bend your ear over a cup of tea later in the night.
Things wind down, perhaps. So, as Emily, is there anything you'd like to do before the next person comes out?
No, we can bring out the last person.
Bring out the last, before the Tavises, of course.
Before the Tavises, yeah.
So the last of non-Tavis guests gets called through, and there's quite the almost enamored audience for this one. As called forth is Magister Vela Graskarin, the Dagger of the Depths, Sub-Archon of Abyssal Affairs, Keeper of the Water Seal, Scourge Breaker of the Drowned Spires of Kerrigan Deepwatch. Give you titles. As
Thank you.
she enters, this almost sea salt silks whispered with glyph bound coral, kind of just this coral kind of inlaid choker, taller than most, almost like ink stained eyes that don't blink. There's hushes kind of from the crowd as she walks through. This is quite the person for Mantara Thyr. Leo and Emmeline, I'm going to ask for history just to get you to roll some dice.
I appreciate it.
Natural one.
Sure, you know nothing.
Yeah, classic.
12.
12. She stands about 7'2", wood elf in origin. Basically, what you know of her is there's certain elemental tensions and pathways to various abyssal entryways in the waters outside Kerrigan. She's in charge of that. She's in charge of the Deep Watch. That's it. But as she comes through, you see Aura kind of looks at her, and Rhea, you can kind of hear her say to one of the other mages around, she goes, if she's coming inland, that does not bode well for the coasts. She needs to get back into the water. You see Kaelstrom kind of just turning to you, Leon, goes, huh. That reeks a little bit of desperation and leverage.
No, sir, I think it's shoring up transport pathways.
No, trust. It is not. And you see, Emmeline, that the Master Harlow kind of adjusts a charm he has around a bracelet on his wrists. You're not sure what for. A nervous habit or something. But Leah, we'll start with you as you're talking to Kaelstrom here. You see,
Why does
she
that
has
not bode well?
It's not that it does not bode well, it's just desperation. She's lost all funding over these past 40 years because there's not been an issue with the abyssal depths in over 56 years.
Well, poor investment is the perfect time to... the fact that nothing's been done is the perfect time to continue investment. It means it's working.
She gets turned down. She's very desperate because it's said that in the next budgets of Antarctica, they're looking to cut down her to a skeleton crew.
That's folly. Surely.
Perhaps, but there's certain logic in saying a seal is sealed and done is done. Like maintenance for sure, but she's managed to keep the same team as she's had when the seal was breached, and they want to cut it down to a maintenance team rather than a full active team ready to head into an abyssal depth. The reason I say desperate is because she's also not being seen above the water's surface in 56 years. It's interesting. I'm curious if the Tavis invited her, if she's been trying to parlay with the Tavises.
Desperate for funding or desperate for awareness?
Perhaps both. I think perhaps there's a nice middle ground she should reach. I don't know if she needs the full team she once had 56 years ago in terms of funding, but I think cutting it down, anything that could risk a breach in any of the realm portal ways is dangerous and should be considered.
We've got enough.
Such.
We've got enough breaches happening at the moment already.
Exactly, but spending. Bureaucracy, you know how it is.
Better than most, sir. Better than most.
I'll be curious to see how that plays out. I hope for what it's worth, I do hope she does well. I wouldn't want to see another breach happen, but if she is on land, she is desperate.
Desperate to find someone to listen, I think. In my experience of the Tavises is they don't tolerate neglect.
We'll see. I'm curious to see how this goes. I'm quite the curious bystander here. I have very, very few bets in this race.
Quite the same. Just the person trying to supplant my father on the Arvagrad Council. That's about it for me. The rest is just fangirling over the Signatrix and fanboying over the Signatrix, to be fair, and making you another cup of tea by the looks of it.
The servants for that, don't worry. So, as you're talking to Kaelstrom, Rhea or Emmeline, would either of you like to go?
Did you want to?
If there's anything you want to do, I'm happy to.
What does she look
let you
like?
first.
Because you kind of
Wodo, 7'2". She's eyes that look like they're stained with ink, and she doesn't blink. She's got a coral choker. Her hair is kind of very slick back. She's very fish out of water. Excuse the pun.
Are people approaching her, or do they all
No.
just kind of see her as this desperate lady who's
Yeah, a
unaffiliated?
lot of it sees this as just desperation.
I think that's gonna irk Rhea. She's like, if she's here for help, then that doesn't mean she's desperate. It means she's smart. And I think Rhea's gonna go up and talk to her.
You see, she kind of just sat there. She's got like a satchel by her side, and she's just like sitting at a table waiting.
Hello. No, I'm talking to you.
Do you need me to move?
No,
Were
not
you
at
sitting here? I apologize.
No, I wanted to talk to you.
Yeah. Hello.
I don't know. I didn't like the hearsay. I didn't think it was fair. It sounds like
Yeah.
you do a really important job.
I do. They're just imbeciles.
It's fair. And can I sit with you?
I'm sure you can.
Are you okay with it?
It's just a chair. You can do
True.
as you please.
And like as she's sitting, she's like, yes, but if you would rather be left alone, I wouldn't want to intrude.
I have no preference one way or the other.
What is it? How do you do your job? I'm trying to help stop the Ember Rift, so it seems the two probably aren't related, but they seem tangential.
What's an Ember Rift?
Ah.
I do not get much
don't come-
news below the water.
I'm from deep in the woad. I absolutely get it. Ember Rifts are these large fiery portals that burn like everything, and monsters come through. They're very difficult to close, especially
So it is.
permanently.
Same thing, different element.
Yeah.
The Drowned Spires have something similar. Inky portal ways into the abyss form every now and then. Not in a long time. Since 56 years, I've done a good job keeping anything closed before it could open. These ingrates seem to forget themselves.
How do you keep something closed before it can open?
You look for small tears, where the seam begins to unravel, stitching come loose.
I don't know how to do that with the Ember Rifts. It feels like they're not there, and then suddenly they're tearing a hole in reality.
I
They
believe
just
it's in the
can see it.
name, my dear. Ember rifts are fire, you look for the spark.
Fire spreads very fast though, and it feels like between oh there's a spark and oh it's a big open rift, it doesn't. It feels like it happens like that.
Blood in the water spreads just as quick.
You're probably just a lot better at it than I am. You have
I've
a
been
lot
doing
more
this for-
experience.
I've not tackled these ember rifts. Pray tell, I did not know what they were before today, so I apologize.
No, that's okay. You've been doing your job, and your job hasn't allowed you to really have information of the surface. How do you know about tonight?
I have been sending letters to the Lord and Lady Tavis about upcoming news in Monterathier election.
Oh,
They mean to cut funding to my team, so I will be left with a few people down. So the portals I do find, I shan't be able to close as quick. And then they'll
Start
realize what
figuring.
happens when I don't get to the... They're only happy because they don't see the problem because I'm good at what I do with my team. They assume all the portals are done and dealt with. Perhaps I should go on a well-earned vacation for 2 weeks and let them see all manner of abyssal creature that comes through, and then I'll have my funding. But alas, that would not be good for society, so I cannot.
yeah, and a lot of people who don't have any business in it would probably get hurt.
Not to mention
There are
the
ways-
ecological damage that would be done to the fish life in Kerrigan's base.
That would be very bad for Kerrigan.
I care more about that than I do the people.
That's fair. care more about the forest than the city, so get it.
While I'm on the surface, I intend to talk. Well, the Lord and Lady Tavis have asked me to talk to them about my experience with extra-dimensional rifts, so perhaps this is related.
Probably. They're my employer.
Yeah. It's a pleasure to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Mayhaps
Too.
we'll be working together soon.
I hope so. It sounds like you're amazing at what you do, and if there's anything that can help, I'd appreciate it a lot. Even if what you do isn't directly translatable, your approach probably is.
Perhaps. I do not know yet. I'd need more data.
Well, you'll definitely be able to get it if you're able to stick around at all.
Not for long. 2 days is all I can spare.
Fair. Maybe we'll be able to set up some kind of communication system with you then that works a bit better or faster.
It's very difficult to speak underwater.
I bet it is. There's no air. Wait, can you breathe underwater?
Yes.
Magic or natural?
Magic.
Very cool. No, you're just kind of like, talk. Yeah. Just kind
Emily.
of chatting.
Yes.
What are you doing?
I'm going to see how Lo's doing.
You see Lo with
Yeah.
She sees you walk over. Emmeline, darling. Did you meet Hasselbrost,
No, I have not. Leo has been pestering him enough. I did not want to load too much on him.
So this is Emmeline de Lorraine, one of our envoys. Essel goes. It's a pleasure to meet another member of the Tavis estate. I do not know the name. You'll forgive me, de Lorraine. That sounds random.
You would be correct. It is a random name, but no, I would not expect you to know.
It was easier to guess by accent than name, if I must be honest. But
of course, it is always a dead giveaway. But no, a pleasure to meet you. Lo has said good things about you.
you can't look slow. I hope it's only the good things.
Only good things. Trust me. But I am looking forward to working with you in the future.
I hope to see you all in Ivora sometime soon. I've already got certain ideas for places to show you around. If you're not native, although I think Leo would like fun to get home. He speaks as a man struck with homesickness.
He misses his home, but he also does not at the same time. It is a strange relationship I think he has with it. But no, I would be very interested to come there with your blessing and your guidance to show us around.
By all means, I plan to take my seat as treasurer once I win in a few months.
It is looking very likely in that case.
The polls are good.
Gotta wait for the pre-polls, Raph.
For fuck's sake, man! I'm trying, Nate.
It's an Australian joke for those of you playing at home.
Yeah.
Can you explain it for the non-Australians at the table? Because I don't get it.
So we just recently had a pretty important election, and one of the guys who represents the party who got absolutely curb stomped wouldn't acknowledge that they were getting curb stomped and would continually say, well, we've got to wait for the pre-poll votes to come in. And it was it turned into quite a meme for politics nerds like Raph and I.
Got it. I thought you were telling him to stay away from stripper poles, so.
No, it's a lot more boring than that.
It's a lot more nerdy than that. God. But no, that is delightful to hear. It'd be good to have a strong friend on the Evergrowth Council.
It would be good to see some competent spending come to Ivor's treasury.
Indeed. Do you have any big plans for when you start?
I do. I have a few ambitious ones, and I have a few realistic ones.
Most curious. I imagine, of course, that is a tightly kept secret for now. Not things that you would want to tell us. Your most ambitious goals?
Perhaps at the end of next month, after the next debate, when I unveil them, I won't. Well, perhaps if we speak in private and not in a room full of many ears.
Of course. But, no, a pleasure to meet you. After hearing about you,
I will eagerly look forward to your arrival in Alvora. And as you're all kind of getting ready to stay around, everyone kind of stops as the herald begins. Announcing Morris, just fucking Vikram in the crowd, no shirt on. No.
Yo!
Let me get my notes. Announcing the Lady Lindis Tavis, Archmage of Mantarathea, and her husband, Lord Morvain Tavis, the Pale Stag, he who walks unrooted, the Bloodroot Warden of Vitrizion. And this time he walks in full military-style uniform of a distant land, half cape over his shoulder, Lindis Tavis on his arm in a beautiful black gown. All of you recognize the same attire he wears from his portrait in the Van Zerden estate. As he's put together, his hair slicked back, clean shaven, you see a shadow of a person in the background of Carol kind of slinking in through the crowd as security. But everyone kind of looks to talk, and like, there's a lot of people that are impressed by Lord Tavis, and a lot of people that are like, oh, I thought he looked different. But all eyes are on Tavis as he kind of comes to the front and he addresses the crowd. Well, thank you for all coming out on my expense. I hope the evening's function is to your liking. We'll drink, we'll dance. I'm sure I'll hear counsel from many of you before the night is done. To those of you come in good faith, I welcome as friend. And those come with ulterior motive, I wish you good fortune and health. Now, a dance is in order, is it not, at these things usually? As he gives a one-handed raise as you see the tables just begin to levitate away and the dance floor gets cleared. Everyone partners up. And because it's at a nice point, that's where we're going to call it for the first part of the gala. So, guys.
I would be surprised if the gala didn't last 3 episodes.
I have it intended
It was
to last
always
about
going to
3.
be long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's going to last like 4. Got it.
Ballpark 3 if I have to drop rocks on it on the 4th, yeah. We'll be back again tomorrow to play some Split Fiction on stream, me and Raph. But other than that, we'll be living on Realmhunters next Saturday. If you're not already with us on the Discord, you should probably join because I just started a new job. Things are a little bit chaotic and crazy. So stream schedule is a bit fucked right now until I settle in. We'll see you around. Thanks for hanging out. Bye.
Are you still able to do
Bye.
the main podcast?
No, not until I settle in. Until I have to use my personal PC for work, so I can't run the rebroadcast while I'm using my personal PC.
Not until you get the work PC.
Yeah, and then I can just flick that on. It'll be fine.
Got it.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.